Hello, I'm just checking here, making sure everything is good and that we are up. So just excuse me for a minute here, guys. I think we're good to go. And yes, hello everyone and welcome back. We have another live stream. So welcome back to the Internet Hockey Channel. If you guys caught my live stream, I really do appreciate yesterday as the Philadelphia Flyers beat Pittsburgh. But today we are back and we're streaming a different game. Today we're looking at the Utah Mammoth and the Vegas Golden Knights. A very interesting game, if I do say so myself. The Mammoth were doing really good in the first 40 minutes of game one as they had a 2-1 lead, which was, fantastic. But then Vegas took over in the third period, 3 consecutive goals, which would lead the Vegas Golden Knights to the 4-2 victory in game one. So we are back here in Vegas. Me not personally, but the game is back in Vegas as the Knights take on the Mammoth again. The Knights are going to be looking for the 2-0 series, heading back to Utah, while Utah will be looking for the split. So it's going to be a very interesting game. We do have two that are currently on right now. We are going to wait until the national anthems finish and things like that to start our play-by-play because not really much I can do right now. But we do have two games that are also currently on right now and another game that's going to happen later. So as you can see, the Tampa Bay Lightning Montreal Canadiens game is in the third period. There's 17 minutes left, and just keeping an eye on that score right now as the Habs currently lead 2-1, trying to go up 2-0, heading back to Montreal. So that's going to be a big one. The Boston Bruins are up 2-0 on the Buffalo Sabres at the end of two. So once again, once these scores update, I will update the score. I will update the scoreboard, and then at 8 o'clock in about half an hour, 45 minutes time, we will have the Avalanche taking on the Los Angeles Kings. So very interesting to note there. I just have a couple of quick things to do here, guys, so do not mind me. But we will have the play-by-play in about the next 10 minutes. Once the game starts, I will be doing the play-by-play. But just give me a couple minutes here to check some things out, double-check that everything is working here. And then we shall be up and running. Once again, if you guys can, leave a chat, leave a comment. I appreciate it. Hopefully the stream goes a little bit better without the buffering and stuff like that. But I really do appreciate you guys' support from yesterday, and it has helped me get back to doing it more today. And once again, we will have a couple more future live streams on Thursday and Friday. Thursday doing an 8 p.m. Mountain Time start between the Avalanche and the Kings, and Friday doing a 8:30 p.m. Mountain or 8 p.m. Mountain Time start again, doing one between the Ducks and the Oilers. So we got a couple of very interesting streams later on. Not doing anything tomorrow, so don't expect anything tomorrow except for a few regular videos. But not doing any sort of live streams tomorrow. Once again, this is the first time I'm doing this, so I'll need a little bit of a break. But we will have some more streams next week too. Once again, I need to figure out how the game 5, 6, 7 goes, so it's going to be a little more of a play-by-ear sort of thing. But we will have some live streams happening next week as well. And then on top of that, we should have some potential live streams. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do it. I'm going to try and stream as many game 7s as we can. Not sure how many we'll have. Not sure how many will be in there, or not sure how many we'll have. Sunday is also a pretty busy day for me with me being a Christian, going to church, things like that. So I'm not sure how it'll work with the Game 7s being on Saturday, Sunday, not this week, but next week. But we'll try and stream as many Game 7s as we possibly can. So we shall wait and see on that. Just double checking that everything is up and going here. And then we'll get to play-by-play. Still about 10 minutes away from the start of the first period between the Knights and the Mammoth. And this is going to be very interesting. This is one of the ones I personally wanted to stream. I think this is going to be an exciting series, and game 1 was brilliant. So we'll see how this one does. Maybe we get to stream one more of these games, depending on how long it goes, and depending on what the series lengths are and my other streamings that we do next week. But maybe we stream another one of these games. But I really do like this. I don't really care which one of these teams win. I could not care less. I like both these teams. The Knights are one of my favorite teams, one of my top 2 favorite teams. So if they go on, I'd love to see that. But I also like new franchises that don't have very much success, and that is Utah. So if Utah winds up making a run and winds up being Vegas, I don't really care about that either. So I like both these teams. I like how this is going, and I think this is going to be a very interesting one. So we got a very interesting game here. Just double checking a couple last things. Once again, once Utah Vegas gets started, we shall be doing the live play-by-play. But until that happens, we're just going to be keeping tabs here on Montreal and Tampa because that is the only other game right now. The Bruins game is an intermission. I do have it at the third period, but it is an intermission. So just give me a second here, guys. I'll put this back up here. And we should be good to go. So currently 15 minutes left in the Montreal-Tampa game. And once again, once Utah-Vegas starts, we will head over to that game and do some little play-by-plays. But until that happens, we've got Montreal and Tampa Bay here. It's an offensive zone and Montreal's got it in the neutral zone trying to get back up. They do, and it's offside. So another face-off with 15:47 left in the third period. So great stuff there so far from the Montreal Canadiens. They've had a really good start to this series. Victor Hedman's been announced to be out for the rest of the series due to personal reasons. So hope he's all right and gets whatever personal business he needs to take care of, taken care of. But that is a big blow for Tampa Bay going forward because for the most part, over the past number of years, Hedman has been their best defenseman. He's had injuries and things like that this year that have made it hard for him to remain in the lineup for a consistent basis. But he has been a really good top-end defenseman. Tampa has in the offensive zone. They are looking at it right now, trying to get a shot away. I think that's Hagel's shot. Oh, nice stop by Dobich, or it might have been blocked. So really good stuff there. Tampa's still trying to fight for it in the offensive zone. Cannot. Montreal has Slavkovsky almost had a breakaway. So close. 15 minutes left in the third period. We will once again be keeping tabs on both the Habs game and the Buffalo game. We'll see if Buffalo can pull off another miraculous comeback. We'll see if the Habs can go up 2-0. And once again, we will also be keeping tabs on the Avalanche Kings game when it does get started. Utah Vegas will be starting here momentarily, and then we'll do the play-by-play for Utah and Vegas. So very interesting to note there. Another stoppage. I think Dobich just gloved the puck. Just under 15 minutes left in the Habs and Bolts game. So very interesting to know that. This is a game I personally do think Utah's going to come out firing. I think and hope Utah does win, but we'll have to wait and see. I also am a little bit under the weather here, guys, so if I'm sniffling or coughing a little bit, I do apologize. But I do believe Utah is going to be the team who comes away here with the victory. I do think that they are going to wind up really forcefully taking this away from Vegas to split going back to Utah. But with the way Vegas playing that third period, I wouldn't be surprised if this was another very close game. So let's go over to the Knights and Mammoth live stream and see if we can get it up and running. Just give me a minute here, guys. There's still a couple minutes away from the start time for Utah Vegas. So it sounds like the game's going to start at around 7:45. So we still got about another 8 minutes until I can do the play-by-play. So I guess we're just going to keep on going here with the Habs and the Bolts until that game starts. So that's what we're going to do for this point. Once again, Habs having the offensive zone shot stopped by Vasilevsky. Tampa's got it, clears it out of the zone. And that was a nice stretch feed. I think that's Perry trying to muscle his way. Can't do it. Back to the point for Tampa, trying to make something happen here. Shot, and it was blocked. It's in the wall. There's some guys fighting for it. Jackie's got it behind the net to Struble. Struble lifts the puck up and out of the zone. Really good play from him. Tampa's trying to get back in the zone. They do hit off the puck by, I think that was Demidov. And Montreal's going to be able to get the puck back. I think that's... I don't know who that is. Shot by Texier stopped. Montreal trying to keep in the offense zone. Oh, that's Newhook. Newhook tried to get there. Let's see. And Tampa's going to get the puck. Sandwich, one of the Canadiens fall. And now the puck is in the neutral zone. And it looks like there's a penalty or something coming called here. Maybe like there's a penalty being called. And it looks like it's going to be on Montreal. It looks like it's going to be on Demidov. So the Bolts are going to go into the power play in a second here, trying to tie that game up at 2 apiece. Remember, Game 1 did go to overtime, so we shall see if Game 2 goes to overtime too. But it looks like Demidov, it might have been an interference call or something like that, so we shall wait and see. But yeah, nice hit by Anderson hitting Perry into the Habs bench. They're just showing some of the highlights here. I think this is the penalty here, and it looks like it's a tripping penalty on Demidov. So when the game gets back underway, Demidov will be going to the box, and Tampa will be going to the power play. But that is now a commercial break. Let's see if Boston Buffalo's back on. We still got about 6 minutes until we can get to the Vegas-Utah game. So we're just going to see, and it looks like Boston Buffalo is also in commercial break. So we've got some time to kill here. What did you guys think of the playoffs so far? Which game do you think has been the best? Leave a chat down below if you guys really, which game stream you think was really the best. Was it the Vegas Utah game? Was it Vegas Utah from a couple days ago? Was it Colorado LA from a couple days ago? Was it Tampa Montreal from a couple days ago? Was it that beautiful Buffalo game? Was it either one of the first two games from the Dallas Minnesota series, from the Pittsburgh Philly series, from the Ottawa Carolina series? What about the one game yesterday from Edmonton Anaheim? Like, there's been some pretty good games. With the starts, I'll give you my opinions on the start so far. I am shocked Philadelphia's done this good. I thought Pittsburgh would run them over. So the fact that Philadelphia is up 2-0 heading back to Philadelphia, I think tomorrow, is insane to me. So Philadelphia's had a much better start. And if they get a lead and hold on and win tomorrow, there's a very good chance, in my opinion, Philadelphia gets swept. Like, Philadelphia has such a suffocating defense, which I was not expecting, that the Penguins just can't find any offense once Philadelphia gets a 1 or 2 goal lead. So I'd say that's probably the most surprising series. Minnesota Dallas 1-1. I was sort of expecting that. The fact that Minnesota was able to come out and get one in such dominant fashion was great. I know they lost yesterday, but I still trust my prediction of Minnesota in 6. If they can win both games back at home in Minnesota, I'm liking their opportunity to go to advance to round 2. On top of that, you've got the other series happening yesterday, Ottawa Carolina. Ottawa's been in both games. It's been a really close series. I know Carolina's up 2-0, but I still have some faith that Ottawa can get back in this series. They need to win basically both their games at home. But if they do so, I think they could go right back in this series and potentially still win in 7 like my prediction was. So I know Carolina's up 2-0, but I like what Ottawa's done. They've had a couple of very narrow losses. So if Allmark continues to play it the way he has and they can find some way to put some more pucks into the net, now being at home, I like Ottawa's chances. You've also got the Mammoth Knights. Like I said, I expect the Mammoth to win this one to tie up the series. Boston looks like they're going to tie up the series. That would be huge for them. I said Buffalo in 6. So that wouldn't really hurt my predictions too much, but I am still picking Buffalo. You got Tampa, Montreal. If Montreal wins in this game and they get to win in 2, and they get to 2-0. I'm really starting to worry about my prediction of Tampa in 7, which is what I predicted when I said that. I said I would pick Tampa in 7, but I was very, very, very concerned Montreal would prove me wrong, and they're so far doing it. So we shall see what happens there. Colorado, LA, we'll see how tonight's game goes. I expect Colorado to win. I said Colorado in 6, but we'll see if LA can tie it up going to Game 3. Game 3 will be, I think, on Thursday, which is a game that I am streaming. So it'll be very interesting to see if it's a 1-1 series or 2-0 Colorado series going into that game. What about some other series? As Edmonton started yesterday, they looked pretty good, back and forth sort of game. They were looking pretty dang good yesterday. Once again, I still think Anaheim has a chance. Going 7 last night's game sort of felt like a 7-game series to me, with how close back and forth sort of game it was. So I would expect that game to go pretty far. So that prediction is not terrible. So very interesting out there. Some very interesting series. I think that was all of them. Dallas, Minnesota, Carolina, Ottawa, Philadelphia, the 3, 4. Yeah, I think that was all the series. So we do have about 2 minutes left until we can get to the Vegas, Utah stream. It looks like Boston, Buffalo is just getting started for the 3rd period. Montreal still has a lead on Tampa. Let's just double check that game before we head over to Vegas, Utah. Tampa is still on the power play, and they are still down 2-1 to Montreal. There's 47 seconds left on the Bolts power play. Montreal's got it, clears down the ice. Really good stuff there from the Habs. Really good start to this series for the Habs. There's about 12 minutes left in the 3rd period. We are almost ready to start Vegas, Utah. So it'll be very interesting to note how that series goes. Once again, I do expect this to be a very interesting. Montreal's got shorthanded. Dump it down the ice. 20 seconds left in the Tampa power play. I think that's going to be really interesting to keep an eye on. I am going to be calling Vegas, Utah. But I will momentarily, when we're on commercial breaks or things like that, check in on how Boston, Buffalo, and Tampa, Montreal are doing. So I will be giving you guys some updates. Once again, if there's goals or anything that happens, I'll put them in my game boxes below and basically the box scores that I have on my stream. So I think you guys will really like that. Once again, the Mammoth Vegas game starts in about a minute here, so I'll try and go over there as soon as I can. At this current point in time, we'll just keep an eye on Tampa, Montreal. Montreal might have pass was too far. Vasilevsky was able to get there first. So, yeah, if Montreal scores the next goal, I think Montreal just put a dagger in this game and potentially the series. If Tampa gets the next goal, we could have some more overtime. So it'll be very interesting to see which way this one goes. Still 6:44, so we should be able to get the Vegas Utah game up and running in the very near future. Once again, we have Tampa, Montreal, and Buffalo, Boston, both, and we should be able to get over there now. So just give me a second here, guys. Let's see. Utah, Vegas. We should be able to get the live stream in a second here, guys, for Utah and Vegas. Let's just see here. Just going to give it a couple seconds, and we should be able to get Utah and Vegas, which will be very, very interesting. Just give me a couple seconds here, guys. Let me see if I can get it back up and running, and then we will start the play-by-play. So, yes, it should be live now. We should be here, and we are. It's a commercial break, but Utah Vegas is now back on. I think the anthems are just finishing up. So, this is going to be a very interesting game, and I hope you guys all like the video, comment, subscribe, leave a chat. Love to hear your guys' opinion on all of your all the stuff playoff related so far, and love to hear your thoughts on anything, any questions you have down in the chat below. Love to hear your thoughts on that. Boston just made it 4-0. That is not good whatsoever for the Buffalo Sabres. That it's looking like it's going to be a 1-1 series heading back to Buffalo. I don't think they're going to be able to come back from a 4-zip deficit. So, yeah, once again, Boston's sort of a team like Philadelphia because of the goaltending they've had, where if they can get a lead, I have a very hard time thinking Buffalo can get back. That was my one concern about picking Buffalo in 6 games, is that if Swayman is on his game, he can win them some games. So I am a little bit concerned about that. But, man, Boston is killing Buffalo today. I don't think they're blowing that lead. I think it's going to be a 1-1 series and back to Boston, which I don't think is overly great for Buffalo, given the fact that they're giving Boston all the momentum heading back. So, very interesting note there. We should also have the Avs-Kings game starting about 20 to 30 minutes. So, that's going to be a good game. Still in commercial breaks, so you're not missing anything. So, it'll be very interesting to figure out how this game goes. Once again, we do have a couple of games going on right now. Buffalo is down 4-0 to Boston. Montreal is up 2-1 on Tampa. And Utah Vegas, which is the game we are covering, is just about to start. And then Colorado Los Angeles will start in about half an hour, 20 minutes, something like that. So definitely, if you guys can leave a like to the video, subscribe, leave a chat, comment down below. Love your guys' opinion on all the playoffs that have happened so far and on the live stream in particular. So I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this. Once again, we're still on commercial break, so you are not missing anything. Habs are still up 2-1. Bruins are up 4-0, so it's been really good. We are now 20 minutes into the live stream and just getting underway for the first period. And it looks like we are back from commercial break. It looks like Utah Vegas is just getting underway. Once again, Vegas does lead the series 1-0 thanks to a 4-2 victory. 3-goal third period back happened over on Sunday. So they're going to be looking for the 2-0 series lead, and the Utah Mammoths are going to be looking to try and get back into this game, into this series. So they're all just coming out on the ice, so that's good, and we should once again, once it starts up, get some play-by-play. And as we just wait for them, I'll just head back to the Montreal game, see if there's any updates when it comes to that one. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. And it looks like Montreal did kill off the penalty. And Montreal and Tampa, it's still 2-1 Montreal. There's now 9 minutes left in the third period. So if Tampa wants to send this thing at least to overtime, they're going to have to score a goal in the very near future. Shots are 25-21 for the Montreal Canadiens. So they've been playing really well. I may have underestimated them. I thought this would be a little more of a closer series, and the games have been pretty close. But Montreal just looks like the better team at this point. Like, I may have severely undervalued them. If Montreal and Boston somehow win their series, having a Montreal-Boston second-round series would not be half bad. Habs will host it. That would be a very interesting second-round series, I hope. It's like a Montreal-Buffalo series. That would be the ideal second-round series in the Atlantic, Montreal-Buffalo. Once again, I picked Buffalo-Tampa. But Montreal-Boston would definitely be an interesting series. I know a lot of people are going to love that sort of a series. I do think that the Utah Mammoths are going to win today. I did pick Mammoth in 6 games in this series, Daniel, so I do think Utah's going to tie it up here there. They had a really good first 40 minutes in game one, and they had a really bad third period. So I think they're going to pick it up the pace here a little bit in this game. And I do think Utah is going to be the team that comes away. But with how close that first game was, I would not be surprised if we had another nail biter. And maybe we'll see some overtime action. So that could be a possibility too. So we'll have to wait and see. They are just getting set to start the puck drop. We should be having that here in a couple of minutes. Let's see here. Montreal Tampa Bay has just gone to commercial break, so I don't have anything about that. Yeah, they're finishing up the anthems here, and then they're going to start the puck drop. So Utah Vegas, I think they wanted to delay that start time a little bit because the other ones are sort of taking a little bit longer. But we should have Utah Vegas starting here in the next couple of minutes, and then once again, like I said, in about 10 to 20 minutes, we should have Colorado also will play Los Angeles, so that should be starting in the very near future as well. And like we said, look at the scores below. These are the updated scores. The Boston Bruins lead the Buffalo Sabres 4-0, and the Montreal Canadiens lead the Tampa Bay Lightning 2-1. So very interesting to note there. They're just performing the American national anthem right now between Utah and Vegas. There will be Game 3. I'm not going to stream it, but I'm pretty sure Game 3 is going to be on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time too. That day I am streaming Colorado, Los Angeles, so we will be keeping tabs on this series in that stream, and that series will shift to Utah. So it'll be very interesting to see if that series is going to Utah in a 1-1 series, or if Vegas is going to lead it 2-0. So once again, like I said, Utah had a really solid first 40 minutes in that first game. Were able to get themselves out to a 2-1 lead, and they could not finish it. So we'll see if Utah's able to go. They're just showing all the players in the national anthem right now. Let's see. So they're just doing the anthem right now. So they're just finishing up the American national anthem. Last time Vegas wins, right? I don't think this is the last time Vegas wins. I do think that this is going to be a series that probably goes back to Vegas in Game 5, 2-2. I do believe so. So I think look at the split here for Utah. I think Utah and Vegas will split in Utah, and I think the Utah Mammoth will win in Game 5 and Game 6. Like I said, I picked Utah in 6, Daniel, so I do think Utah will win this series, but I do think Vegas will probably win 1, maybe 2 more games in this series. I could see it go 7. I picked 6, but with how close that first game was, I would not be one bit surprised if it went to 7, so it could be very interesting. They're just finishing up the anthem. Just going to take one last quick look here between Montreal and Tampa before we start Utah-Vegas. So just going to take one quick look here at Montreal-Tampa. There's now 8 just under 8 minutes left in the third period, with the Habs winning 2-1 over the Tampa Bay Lightning. So very interesting to note there. Montreal's got in their own zone, and they're just trying to get puck out. Under 8 minutes now, Hudson's got it, trying to get up in the zone. Pass across, shot, Suzuki missed it. And Tampa's going to go back the other way. And Tampa, I think that's Hagel trying to get along the boards, cannot. Montreal's going to recover and clear it down the ice. So we're going to keep tabs on that game because that one's the closest one to being done. And Boston Buffalo looks like it's pretty much over. But we'll go here to Utah Vegas and do our live stream. So yeah, they're just showing the stats. Carter Hart, how he's done since John Tortorella has took over. He's been pretty dang good. And we have a start of the series now, of the game between Utah and Vegas. And Utah's going to win that puck and dump it down to the offensive zone. And the puck goes back to neutral zone. Utah recovers. And now Utah's going to go back into the offensive zone, dump it down, and it goes back into the neutral zone. Utah dumps it back into the Vegas zone. Hart stops it for his defender, and nice pass from Vegas. And Utah's going to get the puck back, and Vegas gets it back down deep into their own zone. I think that's Sergachev who gets over to Uyghur, who gets it back to Sergachev behind his own net, tries to start out something. Sergachev to Uyghur. Uyghur tries a stretch feed, and it's tipped into the Vegas zone, or it's not tipped into the Vegas zone. Icing is the call as the Utah Mammoth ice the puck. So very interesting to note that they're just showing the lines here. So very interesting to note there. We're going to have a very interesting game, in my opinion, between Utah and Vegas. So this is going to be very interesting. Once again, if you guys do not know, I am also doing some live streams on Thursday and Friday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, so check those out if you can. Vegas won the draw, but it winds up going to Utah's favor. Utah dumps it down the ice again. Another icing call from Utah, just a couple minutes, or even less than a minute into the first period, so very interesting to note there. Once again, just showing some of the lines. Howden's playing with Marner and Dorofiev tonight. Smith is playing with Hurdle and Kolesar. Sergachev is hunched over on the bench. That does not look good. Cole Smith is playing with Nick Dowd and Colton Decisions. So those are some of the Vegas lines. Vegas wins the faceoff dot in the offensive zone. McNabb across shot, and the puck trickles wide. Utah's going to grab it, try and fire it out of the zone, and now it is Cooley who gets it across to. Oh, just a quick update here. I think that was offside on Utah. Kucherov just scored. Tie game, Tampa, Montreal. It is 2 apiece there. I will update the scoreboard here, guys, and then that should be good. So Tampa Bay has tied the game up between them and the Montreal Canadiens. So that's 2-2 late third period. So we'll see if there's a regulation winner or if this game is once again going to overtime. So that will be very interesting to keep tabs on. Let's see. Utah Vegas face off just outside the Vegas blue line, and Utah wins the puck, and their defenseman gets it. Schmidt gets it to Gunther on the wing shot. It's wide, way wide. Utah trying to keep it, cannot. Vegas is able to get it out. No, they're not able to keep it out. Utah's going to keep it. Potential 2-on-1 here shot, and no. Vegas is able to get it back out. Vegas coming back in, just past the blue line. Dorofiev dumps it down. He's got Howden and Marner there. Marner trying to fight for the loose puck, cannot. And that is Marino who's trying to get him off the puck. He can't. Puck pops into the middle of the ice, and Utah's able to get no, and now they get it out. Nice pass here to Kyler Yamamoto, who dumps it into the Vegas zone. So not much here, no shots so far. Vegas trying to recover the puck here in their own zone along the wall. And now Vegas does get it, and they break out. Potential 3-on-2 here. Can't get anything. Hurdle dumps it down the ice. Ian Cole. Oh, Cole's walloped into the boards. But Utah does get the puck. It looks like it's JJ Peterka trying to get some speed here. Dumps it once again into the Vegas zone. And Vegas is going to get the puck, loop it back around their own zone. And Utah keeps the puck in. Nice pass here. Trying to get it below the goal line to Peterka. Cannot. And now Stenlund trying to take one of the Vegas players off the puck. Cannot. Vegas clears it. And I'll go back into the neutral zone. Utah's got it. Weegar dumps the puck in. And Utah's going to go chasing after it. Puck winds up taking a strange bounce. Back to the neutral zone. Vegas trying to chase down one of the Utah players. Cannot. And Utah's going to recover the puck. Puck goes back into the neutral zone. Vegas is not able to get there. Puck behind the Vegas net, and Korzak whips it around to one of the Vegas forwards, and Vegas coming in. That is, I think, Nick Dowd. Puts on goal, and it's stopped. Cole Smith, or Decisions, fighting for it in the corner with a couple of Utah players. Now Dowd brings it in, fighting for it at the point, passes it back. Back to Dowd, back to Theodore. Elevate shot, stopped by Vejmelka, and he covers up with 16:52 left in the first period, and a scoreless first period here between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Utah Mammoth. So very interesting to note there. It was some really good puck possession here. Great opportunities for both sides. Yeah, they're just showing Kolesar's big hit on Ian Cole in the Utah zone. So some very interesting rough stuff to start with here, showing O'Brien and Lazon hitting each other. And once again, they're just showing Theodore's shot on the replay. So very interesting to note there. Good stop by Vejmelka. I think that was the first shot of the game. Took 4 minutes, but that was the first shot of the game. Vegas has an offensive zone face-off draw to the right of Karel Vejmelka. And Vegas is going to win it. Eichel trying to get back to the point. Can't, but it does go back down. Vegas has possession right now. And trying to get in front. Shot. I think that's stopped by Vejmelka. Loose puck. No, Vejmelka's going to pounce on it. Oh, if that was loose, that was a good chance there for Vegas. But Vejmelka was able to pounce on the puck before anything dangerous happened, and he was able to cover up. So that's huge for the Utah Mammoths, because Vejmelka did not have that puck, but he was able to reach for it, grab it, cover it up. We're going to have another offensive zone face-off draw for the Vegas Golden Knights. Really solid stop there for Vejmelka. He wound up stopping 27 of 30 shots in Game 1, which was his playoff debut. So once again, Vejmelka was not bad in that game. Just Vegas was able to get a couple of good breaks in the third period, and they were able to take down the Mammoth. So very good game there from Vegas last night. Let's see how this face-off dot goes to the left of Karel Vejmelka. And the face-off is going to be won by Vegas at the point. Theodore shot. It's loose in front, and Utah's going to be able to get it. They cleared out Kraus trying to chase after it, and he can't get to it. Vegas is going to recover the puck. Nice entry zone. Eichel's got it, trying for a feed across shots, and it's stopped by Vejmelka. Eichel's got it at the point, trying to feed it low, and he can't. Utah's going to be able to recover the puck, and they're going to try to set something up in the defensive zone. So very interesting to note there. We got Keller here, gets it back to one of his defenders. Back to Dursey. Dursey sends it back to Keller. Keller trying to get back into the offensive zone. Tries to make some fancy footwork. Cannot do it. Hannafin's got it back for Vegas as Vegas dumps it back into the Utah zone. One of the Vegas Golden Knights players is chasing the puck. Utah's got it. Nice stretch feed. Gunther's got it past the red line into the offensive zone for Utah. Yamamoto trying to fight with one of the Knights defenders to get to it, and he can't. And Utah does get the puck back. Tries to get it across ice feed. Could not get that. Utah's going to be able to recover the puck in the neutral zone. Vegas got McNabb across. It's Howden's shot, stopped by Vejmelka. He's going to cover up and hang on for the whistle. Was 15 and a half minutes left in the first period, and a scoreless game here between Utah and Vegas. So very good stuff there. Good try here from Howden. And it was just, I think, one of the Utah defenders' sticks gone the way, sort of made that shot a little bit weaker than it was supposed to be, and Vejmelka is able to cover up. Another offensive zone faceoff draw here for Vegas. Utah still has no shots on goal. We are now 4 minutes and 29 seconds into the first period. So very interesting to note there. Let's see. Fight in the corner after Vegas won the draw. Vegas gets it back up to the point. Lazon passes it to his D partner. Shot, and it's behind the net. Both teams trying to fight for it, and Vegas is able to keep it in. Tries to get below the goal line. They do. Tries to wrap around. Smith cannot put it home. Hurdle's got it there. Smith is going to keep it. Smith trying to fight for it against two Utah players, and Vegas is going to keep it in the offensive zone. Pass across the Korzak shot. I think that was stopped by Vejmelka. And now the puck goes behind the Utah goal, and Utah's going to whip it around the boards. It goes back into the Vegas zone, and let's see. It looks like it's an icing call on Utah. So Vegas is going to get the puck back and have another offensive zone face-off draw. I think they're just showing some of the rough stuff that happened at the end of last game, because after Vegas put in the empty netter, there was a lot of rough stuff in that final couple of minutes. So they're just showing that the series is going to be very, very brutal. I know this is Utah's first playoff appearance, but a lot of these players were former Arizona Coyotes players, and they did make a small appearance in the bubble. I know this is a little bit different than the bubble, but they do have some level of playoff experience, and they do have a lot of hard-hitting players who know how it takes to win, such as like a guy like Mikhail Sergachev or some of those other veterans that are on that team. So Utah's not going to be an easy out. I picked Utah on 6. I'm sticking with that, but I wouldn't be surprised here if Vegas win. This is a really good matchup, but we got another offensive zone faceoff draw here with 14:50 left in the first period for the Vegas Golden Knights, and Vegas wins the draw back to the points. And that's Anderson who keeps it in, and Uyghur gets it to Sergachev. Sergachev trying to loop it around the boards, cannot, intercepted, and I think that's Eichel who's got it. To the point, Hannafin shot, and it was blocked. Hannafin's going to keep the puck in, and Utah's going to get it and clear it out. A much-needed clear for Utah, and one of the Utah players is chasing it, but there's another icing call there for the Utah Mammoth. Vegas will have another offensive zone face-off draw in the Utah zone, so very interesting to note there. Once again, they're just showing some more. Vegas has had all the pressure so far. Utah has no shots. This could be similar situation to where we see Utah get their first shot and it go in. Maybe that's a possibility. But currently another offensive zone face-off draw for the Vegas Golden Knights with just under 14 and a half minutes left in the first period. Stenlund's on the ice. I think he's going to take this face-off. And they're just trying to figure out who is still on that ice during that icing call right now. And they are going to have Stenlund there, and he does win the faceoff draw, and Utah's finally able to get that puck out of the zone and go off on a change. Vegas has it, dumps it back into neutral zone, gets the puck back. McNabb has it, crosses the red line, passes up to one of the forwards, back across, and the puck is in between one of the Utah players, skates, but Utah does get back, tries for a stretch clear, and there might be a little bit of a break here for Carcioni, trying to weave around some of the Vegas defenders, and he's able to get it back, trying for a pass in front, could not get it. Utah at the point. That's passed back to the point to Schmidt. Pack across, to Marino. Shot by one of the Utah forwards, and Marino's behind the goal line trying to pass it across. Schmitz, stop, rebound! And Hart makes another nice save. Good stop from Hart. Vegas is back up the ice. Eichel's got it. He's with Barbashev. Eichel trying to find some sort of a lane. Cannot. Utah's got it. And Carcioni just dumps it back into the Vegas zone. Vegas has got it again. Rasmus Anderson. Anderson passes it back. Anderson to Hannafin. Hannafin to Anderson. Anderson dumps it back into the Vegas zone. Vejmelka behind the net to play it. And he gets it up. Vegas and Utah still fighting for it. Along the wall. And there's like 4 players in there trying to get that loose puck. Vegas is able to come away with it. Tries to get it back to the point. Hannafin shot, stopped, goes around the other side. Ian Cole's able to get it. And now Vegas is able to keep it in. Stop the clearing attempt. Vegas, Utah fighting for it in the corner. There's about 4 players in the corner to the left of Kirill Vejmelka fighting for the puck. And the puck does go around the boards. Utah's able to get it. Passes it back. And that might have not been the best of play, but they do get the puck back. Oh, there's a late penalty here on Vegas. Utah's going to get the first power play of the game. Vejmelka off for the extra attacker. 6-on-5 here with Utah about to get a power play. It might be like some sort of an interference call. It might have been something that happened behind the goal. Schmalz has it, brings it into the offensive zone, back to the point. Keller to Weegar. Back down. Gunter shot, and it's stopped by Hart. Utah gets it back. Keller tries to get it back. And he's going to pass it. It's touched up by Vegas. And Utah's going to go on the power play here. So we've got a Utah power play. 12 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first period. I don't know exactly what this is for. Might be some sort of interference call. Let's see here what they're calling. It's interference or it's like a high stick or something. Once again. Utah is now going to go to the power play in what is a scoreless game. So commercial break here. Like I said, I'm going to keep tabs on the other 2 games as we go to commercial break. So just really quickly checking in on the other 2 games. Habs Bolts. Let's just see what that score is, and let's see what the Boston Buffalo score is, and then we'll go back to see how Utah does on their ensuing power play once the commercial break is ended. So very interesting note there. It is 2-2, 2:15 left in the third period between the Bolts and the Habs, and Scott Sabourin just took an interference penalty. So the Montreal Canadiens are going to get 2 minutes of power play time with 2:15 left in the third period and a chance to go up 3-2 in this game and avoid overtime. So Montreal is going to try and capitalize here. We'll just stay here for a second before we go back to the Utah-Vegas game. Tampa cleared it. There's under 2 minutes left in this game. So once again, this one could be headed to overtime. We shall see. It'll be very interesting to note there. Let's see. Hudson's got it to Caulfield, loops it back around. And now I think that's Suzuki coming in. Back, passes it around. And now Caulfield tries to get in front. Vasilevsky wound up playing it back into the corner. Caulfield does get it just for a second. Tampa trying to clear his zone. They can't. Puck back to the point. Hudson's got it. Across. Back to Hudson. Across to Suzuki. Suzuki back to the point. Hudson. Pass across. And Demidov cannot put it home. Suzuki's got it to Hudson. And Hudson can't hold the line. And the puck goes out of the zone with 1:23 seconds left in regulation in the Tampa-Montreal game. Let's really quickly, the next whistle will go back to Utah-Vegas. I just want to see if Tampa or Montreal can score here. Hudson's got it to the point. I think that's Demidov. Back to Suzuki. Suzuki trying to find some sort of a lane. Passes to Hudson, and it looks like it was blocked. 46 seconds left in the power play. Under a minute in regulation for Montreal and Tampa. Pass the back to the point shot. And it's wide for Hudson. Tampa's going to get it and clear it out. So a big clear there for Tampa with 50 seconds left in the third and 35 seconds left in the power play. Just really quickly here, and then we'll go back to the Utah-Vegas game. Just want to see if Montreal can end this here. Montreal, once again, remember, Slavkovsky scored 3 power play goals in the last game. Montreal is not able, they are able to hold line. Hudson shot, it goes up and over Vasilevsky. There's 14 seconds left in the power play, 28 in the third period. Let's see what is going to happen here. Tampa clears it down with 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Power play over for Montreal. Maybe one last rush here in regulation. Montreal's going to get it, tip it down the ice. Bolduc chases after it, goes around him. 7 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And for the second consecutive game, Tampa Montreal is headed to overtime. Very interesting note there. Let's go back to Utah Vegas and continue on with our play-by-play for the Knights and the Mammoth. Let's see. So they're just showing some more highlights here. Sergachev back across, and Hart with another nice save. Nice job by McNabb to get that puck out of the zone. Another nice stop there from Carter Hart. And the puck is face-off dot just outside the Vegas blue line, a face-off between Utah and Vegas. Utah's able to get it. Keller has it across. Might be a step here. And just goes wide. A minute 17 left on the power play for Utah and Vegas. Pass to the point to Sergachev. Back to Keller. Back to Schmalz, I think that was. Back to Keller. Across to Cooley. Keller's got it back. Feeds it up. He can't get it to Sergachev. Puck goes out of the zone. Very interesting to note there. Let's see. Schmalz gets it back. Intercepted by one of the Knights players. It's a 1-on-2, and Vegas player shot. Stopped by Vejmelka, and he's going to, it looks like, cover it up. With 52 seconds left and a face-off draw in the offensive zone for the Vegas Golden Knights. So very interesting note there. Still 52 seconds left on this Mammoth power play, in which I think they have 3 shots on goal. So they've been really good on this power play. This power play in the regular season, towards the end of it, they have been money. So Utah has definitely been good on the power play, trying to make something happen here. Cooley tried to go for a deke. It got away from him. Hart was able to knock it off. And then once again, that was, I think, Jack Eichel who tried to do a little bit of a shot there. Vejmelka tried to play it, but didn't throw out in time, and the whistle did go. So Utah's got back again behind their own net, trying to set something up with 45 power play seconds left and 10:56 left in the first period. And Vegas just sends it right back down to the Utah zone. Utah trying to set up as they get it. Cooley across, trying to get it back. This is more like the second unit now on for Utah. You got Carcioni, and now Kerfoot trying to get there, cannot. Pass back to the point, shots, and it's stopped. Rebound, and it just goes wide. Cleared again by the Vegas Golden Knights with 18 seconds left in the Utah power play. And Vejmelka plays it along to, I think that's Uyghur. Uyghur tries to get in, and he does. Trying to feather a pass through the camp. Peterka cannot get it to Kerfoot. Kerfoot tries to pass it to the point. No one there. Puck goes out of the zone, and 2-1, and that's it for the power play for the Utah Mammoth. But they do have the puck in the offensive zone. Carcioni, he is rolled into the boards. Again, another nice hit from Vegas. Utah's got in the neutral zone, tries to pass it back, cannot. Maybe a 3-on-2 for Vegas. Nice try for a cross-ice feed, cannot. McNabb now has it shot, and it's kicked out by Vejmelka. Carcioni, or I think McBain was, and he clears it out. Good stuff there. McNabb in the neutral zone trying to gain entry, and they do. They dump it down the ice. Now Sergachev dumps it around the ice, and Utah is able to get it. Regain possession. Nice pass. Marino dumps in, trying to get a little bit of a stretch feed. Could not. Vegas is able to get it. Another big hit, this time for one of the Utah players. Hart has it. Passes it behind his net to one of his defenders, who gets it up to no one. And Utah is able to get back possession in the neutral zone, back into their own zone as they make a line change. Utah's now just going to dump it in as their defenders get a line change. Looks like it hit someone on the bench, and that's going to bring up another face-off draw. So very interesting note there. It looks like we're going to have another stoppage here with under 10 minutes to go in the first period. So good stuff there. Hart's been able to make some really good stops on that power play, and he's been able to keep the Utah Mammoth off the board so far. Some more big hits they're showing here on the highlights. McNabb hit Carcioni, and that is intermission. Really quickly here, while this is on intermission, just going to see if there's an update on the Buffalo-Boston score. Last I checked, it was 4-0 Boston, and it is still 4-0 Boston with 9.5 left in the third period. So it looks like Buffalo's going nowhere in this game. I think they're lucky to get that last one, because if they had not gone the comeback win last game, this would be a 2-0 Boston series right now. So really good stuff there from the Boston Bruins, and they have been absolutely phenomenal so far today. So very interesting note there. Just really quickly, Boston's on a power play with 9 minutes left, and was a 4-0 Boston lead. Once again, Swayman, if he's on his game, you're not going to be able to beat him. And Boston has also had a really good home record, so this is going to be very hard for Buffalo to get at least a win out of their games in Boston. Buffalo trying to put one in net, could not. Swayman winds up. Swayman is behind the net, can't get it, touched up. There's going to be a power play here for Buffalo with 8:40 left, but yeah, this game is basically over. I wonder if this one will finish first or if the Habs one will finish first. And once again, we should be getting Kings Avs start time in the very near future, so we will update that once it happens, with it being commercial. Let me just change the Habs game to overtime. So just give me a second here, guys. This is now going to OT. Let's just change that over here. And now let's shift this a little bit more to the middle. And there we go. So it's now OT between Tampa and Montreal. It should be starting in the next 5 to 10 minutes. But still very interesting so far from this game. Once again, Ottawa, very interesting game yesterday. We saw 4 very interesting games as we're still waiting on the commercial break. I streamed Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. Philadelphia is looking absolutely great right now. Up 2-0 in that series, winning 3-0 yesterday with the shut up by Dan Vladar. On top of that, face-off draw just outside Utah zone, and there's a battle for it. Vegas is able to get it just outside their own blue line. Tries to stretch a feed, they do, and they dump it in, but it hits a Utah player. And Utah's able to get possession of the puck again. Sergachev's got it, and there's a penalty upcoming here. Maybe to Utah. It might be a tripping minor on the Utah players. It looks like one of the Utah players is going to the box. Might be Uyghur. Looks like one of the players on Utah tripped up Marner, and it looks like Utah is going to go to the penalty box here, with Vegas now getting a power play opportunity. Let's see here. And it looks like it's an elbowing call on Cooley. Oh, that was a bad hit by Cooley. Once again, we are just saying that Marner flopped. So they're just jarring at each other right now. But Cooley to the penalty box for interference. And Vegas will get their first power play of the game. So very interesting to note there. Let's see how this one goes. Vegas offensive zone faceoff draw to the left of Vejmelka. Again, Vegas is able to get it, and Utah gets it down the ice. Hart in his own net is able to restart the zone there for Vegas. Marner's got it. They were 1-for-1 in game 1 on the power play, so trying to make it 2-for-2 in this series. Nice drop back, and Vegas is able to get a puck back. Vegas draws in on the wing, tries to get past back to the point, and back to Dorofeev, sorry. Back to Dorofeev, back to Eichel. Eichel's got it. Back to down below the blue line, or down below the goal. Eichel's got it along the wing, trying to look for some space in front in the net. A score! Vegas! Power play goal! Goal from Tomas Hertl. Stone got it across the Hertl, and the Vegas Golden Knights on the power play open the scoring. 1-0 Knights. Great start from Vegas, and their power play remains hot in the series. They are now 2-for-2. Great stuff. Eichel was able to start them off. Just showing the highlight replay here. Hertl got it to the point. Dorofeev, a nice play from Stone to get to Eichel. Eichel got back to Stone, and Stone feathered it across to Tomas Hertl, who had a wide-open cage past Vejmelka. Vegas opens the scoring, and they are up 1-0 on the Utah Mammoth. Oh, I don't even think it was Hertl. That might have gone off of Sergachev's skates. I'm not sure. They're going to say it is Hertl's power play goal right now, but that might have gone off of Sergachev. Very interesting, but either way, whether it's a Stone goal or a Hertl goal, 8:18 left in the first period, and these Vegas Golden Knights, they are up 1-0. So let's change the graphic here. Hold on a minute here, guys. 1-0. Okay. So now we are back here. Vegas has it once again in the offensive zone behind the net, trying to get away from one of the Utah defenders. Back to the point, Hanifin, back to Eichel, tries to get it across, and it's blocked by one of the Utah players. And now I think that's Keller, tries to stretch feet to Schmalz, cannot get to it. Schmalz trying to get there first, and Utah does get possession of the puck. Schmalz in front, and Vegas is able to at least get out of the zone. This might be a 2-on-1, and Utah's able to get to the puck first, just outside the Vegas blue line. Utah's got it. Utah, Schmalz. Schmalz trying to get the puck deep, cannot. Vegas is able to get puck out. Stone chips it into the neutral zone, and it trickles into the Utah end with 7.5 left in the first period. Very interesting to note there, but Vegas has the current 1-0 lead. Shots are 5 apiece. And now trying to set something up here. They tip it in. Gunther trying to chase for it. Nope, no tip. It is an icing call. And Vegas will have another offensive zone face-off draw with 7:16 left in the first period. They're once again just showing the Vegas goal. Great goal there from either Stone or Hertl. And once again, this power play has been good. Apparently, it's like the second best power play in the regular season in Vegas history. They're showing a replay here. Yeah, that's going to be Stone's goal. That should be Stone's goal. It went off of Sergachev's skate. Another offensive zone face-off draw for Vegas. and they're tied up in the dots, and Utah is able to get it. It's Stone's second of the playoffs, so a really good goal there from Stone. Lucky break to have it go off of Mikhail Sergachev's skate. And it looks like we're going to get another penalty here. I didn't see what happened. It looks like it was a little bit off the screen. So just let me see what happened here. I'm not sure whose power play this is going to be. Let's see. And the Knights or the Mammoth, one of them's getting a penalty. Let's see here. They're just zooming in on Mark Stone right now, who scored the one goal for the Utah Mammoth. And nope, there's no penalty. It's just a neutral zone face-off draw. Sorry, guys, my mistake. So Vegas, and one of the Vegas players gets kicked out. So now a new one gets in for the Vegas Utah in front, and Utah is able to get the puck. Uyghur gets it, pass it to Sergachev, dumped into the offensive zone for Utah. And Vegas is able to get back, trying to get there. Sergachev fighting for a puck. Yamamoto is going to get back to the point, and Vegas cannot get to it. Vegas now does get to it. Back to the point, and Uyghur is able to knock off the puck. Utah is going to get the puck back into the defensive zone, and Utah's going to try and reset here. I think that's Sergachev who has the puck, trying to wait for some of his line mates to change. Uyghur tries to get back, head of Vegas stick. Vegas is going to bring the puck back in, dumps it around the net. Vejmelka stops it, puts it to the other side. Carcioni trying to get to it, and it's dumped back down to the Vegas zone as Korzak is going to stop and start behind his net. Byram does have a goal for Buffalo, but Vegas is in. Hurdle looking for some sort of nice move, and he could not finish it. One of the Mammoths, I think Mammoths might actually get a tripping penalty here. And I think that's Cole going off to the box. Cole's stick got in the way of Hurdle, tripped him up as he tried to dangle around him, and it looks like Utah's heading back to the penalty kill. Let's see, Hurdle tried to, nice move from Hurdle, and he just tried to move. Cole's stick got in between Hurdle's legs, tripped him up. Cole to the box for tripping. Vegas back to the power play, which is now 2 for 2 in their series, trying to make it 3 for 3. Ian Cole does go to the penalty box for the Utah Mammoth. As we get set for the face-off draw, I'm going to try and change. Buffalo did just score, so let's see if we can make that a 4-1 score now for the Buffalo-Boston game. It looks like Byram just made it a 3-goal game, but once again, there's very little time left in that game, so I still expect Boston to hold on and get the victory. Krause has it. 1 for 1 on the penalty power play so far tonight, and 2 for 2 in the series. So Vegas has been great on the power play. Nice play from Utah, and they're able to get out of the zone here to start the penalty kill. Eichel's back in his own zone trying to regroup. He's got Marner on his side, and he passes it back to Marner. Marner gets it across to Dorofeev. Dorofeev gets back into the offensive zone, dumps it down, tries to get something going. Utah skates over the puck. A couple of players in the corner to the left of Vejmelka fighting for it. One of them gets it around to the other side. Vegas is able to hold the line. Eichel back to the bottom, gets it back. Eichel back to Stone. Stone loops it back around, trying to find some sort of a feed. He gets it back to Eichel along the right side. Gets it to the point shot, and it's blocked in front. Utah round their back of their net. Vegas is going to keep the line again. Vegas across Marner, looking for a passing lane shot, and it looks like it was blocked or stopped. Great chance there for one of the Vegas Golden Knights players. Eichel's got it. Back across. Nice pass shot! And stop! Rebound! It trickles wide! Eichel's got it. To Marner. To Eichel. Across. To the other side. Shot! Eichel trying to feed it in front. Cannot put it home. Once again, Vegas keeps possession. Marner at the point. Shot. Trying to tip in front. And it's loose. And Vegas is able to keep it. Stone, and there might be something being called here. There's a fight. Whistle's gone. There's some fighting going on here, just outside the Vegas and Utah, just inside the Vegas blue line. As there's a couple of players mixing up here, as we will be having something. I wonder if there's a penalty here because they were all fighting for the puck, and then it looks like Stone's heading to the penalty box. Not sure if these are coincidental penalties, or if this is going to make it 4-on-4. Let's see what happens here. So Vegas had the point. Another nice stop from Vejmelka. And Eichel's, Hurdle. Hurdle put it inches wide. That was almost 2-0 Vegas. So close for Vegas to make it 2-0, but it's not able to do so. And then it looks like Schmidt had the puck in his arms, and Stone pushed him to the ice. So I'm not sure if that's going to be like a delay of game and an interference call, or if they're just going to call Stone for that. But Schmidt had a puck in his arm and was holding it like this, and Stone just shoved him to the ground. And now Stone went after Krause. So I'm not sure if this is coincidental, minors, or if this is just a penalty on Mark Stone, and we'll bring up 4-on-4 hockey for a couple of seconds. Schmidt's yelling at the refs once again. So it is going to be 4-on-4. I think they also got a couple of players for roughing minors. It might be Krause and Stone for roughing minors, and then of course Stone's going to go off for the penalty. So this is going to be 4-on-4 for 35 seconds. And then Vegas will get a minute 25 of power play time with 4:42 left in the first period. So very interesting to note there. Once again, I will have updates for you guys in the other games once intermission comes or once the next commercial break happens. Currently, those are the scores as I know them, and I know Colorado, Los Angeles started, but Vegas has the puck in the offensive zone, 4-on-4. Or actually, no, they're not calling this. This is actually just going to be coincidental roughing minors. So Vegas is going to stay on the power play. Krebs has made it 4-2, but we got Vegas here in the offensive zone. Vegas trying to make something happen here. Let's see. Vegas. Pass in front. And it's just wide. 14 seconds left on their power play. Pass in front, and Vegas can't keep it. There's bodies flying everywhere. Vegas is going to keep the puck. Trying to get to the point they do. And now that is a pass. Theodore gets the puck back. Penalty over. Theodore shot, and it's going to be stopped by Vejmelka. A little bit more pushing and shoving in front of the net, but 4:03 left in the first. And what is a 1-0 Vegas lead thanks to a power play goal from Mark Stone, who's currently in the box for coincidental roughing minors. So very interesting to note there. Some more great shots, great attempts, but Utah's able to kill off their first power play of the series. So very interesting to note there. I thought that was a 4-on-4 penalty. It said 4-on-4 for a minute there, but wound up not being that. Just a really quick update here. I just got a notification for it. Peyton Krebs has scored for the Buffalo Sabres. So that scoreline's 4-2 Boston now with 3 minutes left. Buffalo might still have a shot here. Looks like overtime has just begun between Tampa and Montreal. Let us quickly go over here. And once again, let's see here. Change the thing up. It's now 4-2 for Boston. So Buffalo, once again, late in the third period, trying to make a game. They do have the empty net with 2:40 left, so they're going to have to score another one. And it's going to have to be quick if they want to try and tie this thing back up and send it to overtime. Quinn's got in the offensive zone, trying to do something here with the puck. Power to the point. Shot. It's blocked. Boston cannot clear it. Buffalo gets it back. Byram shot. And they do have it. Swayman's got it. There's 2:20 left in this game. So I'll be trying to keep you guys up to date on that scoreline. See if it does finish 4-2. Or if Buffalo's able to make it a 1-goal game. Potentially even tie it. So we shall see on that. Montreal, Tampa. There's 17 minutes left in overtime, and it's still 2-2 game. Tampa does have the puck in the offensive zone, so we shall see how that one goes. Paul's got it, tries to feed it for cross, cannot. Puck goes down into the zone. Okay, so it's 2-2 Tampa, Montreal with 17 minutes left in overtime, and it's 4-2 Boston over Buffalo with 2 minutes left in the third period. So we shall see how those two games finish out. Once again, very, very late games here. Once again, I should have an update here in Colorado, Los Angeles, too, because that game should have started by now. Let's just really quickly check here. Yes, Colorado, LA is on. I just want to make sure that the time's right. It's first period, Avs are up 2-0, and that one started 3 minutes ago. So let's just really quickly here change the thing up. Just give me a second here, guys. And now it is in the first period. Okay. Hold on a minute here, guys. And, hold on. Let me change this here. Let's see. That should be good, I think. That should be good for now. Just really quickly here. And, let's see. Period. Okay, so that should be good. We are good here. And now the Avs Kings are in the first period. Okay, so those are all the score lines that are currently on right now. So let's see that. So it's scoreless. It's 2-0 Colorado's just able to go on the power play. But we are going back to Utah and Vegas to see how the first period finishes up. So let's see how this one goes. We are now back in the offensive zone for Vegas with 3:54 left in the hockey game, or in the first period. And Stenlund against Dowd in the faceoff dot. I'm sorry, I might have been getting Smith and Dowd mixed up because they're very similar numbers. Dowd in the faceoff dot with Stenlund, and they get the puck back to Marino. And it looks like that face-off did not count. We're going to do it again. Shots are currently 10-5 for the Vegas Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there, as the Knights do have the advantage. So let's see how the Golden Knights are going to be able to win this first period. If they're going to be able to score another one here, or if Utah's going to be able to tie it up, or if we're going to go into the first period 1-0. Let us see how this goes. Looks like it's another icing call on Utah, so Vegas will get another offensive zone faceoff draw with 3:47 left in the first period. So very interesting to note there. Once again, if I get any updates regarding Boston's game, Tampa's game, or Colorado's game, I will let you guys know. Once again, they're just showing shots of John Tortorella and the Vegas bench. Once again, probably discussing how good Tortorella's been since Vegas. He's been hired by Vegas, and he has been great. Face off to the right of Karel Vejmelka. And let's see who wins it here. It is, I think that's Dowd again, and he gets it back to the point. McNabb shot, and it's blocked. Utah broke one of the Utah Mammoth sticks. Vegas, though, back in their own zone, trying to recover and get possession. Theodore trying to get it back. Vegas. Vejmelka is able to loop it around the boards. Vejmelka, and Utah's able to recover possession. Boston's still up 4-2. They're just showing some of the other scores. 2-2 Tampa, Montreal, and I think it's still scoreless between Colorado and LA. Vegas dumps it back into the Utah zone. Utah's able to recover possession. Marino's got it. He passes it across, gets it in the offensive zone. Carcioni shot, and goes off of Vegas' stick up. Utah's able to keep it in the zone, though. Gets it across. Weegar shot, and it stopped hard. You don't score! The Utah Mammoth have tied this thing up. It might be Clayton Keller. The Mammoth, nice job, and now they're just pushing and shoving as the Utah Mammoth celebrate. Let's see who winds up scoring this goal. It looks like Utah has just tied this thing up at 1. It's going to be Weegar's goal for now. It might have gone off of a Vegas player. That might be why Anderson's so angry. Let's see what happened here on the replay. Pass, yeah, of course, back to Weegar. Weegar took it in, shot, went off of Carter Hart, and oh no, Anderson kicked it into his own net. Oh, that's not good. Basically, both guys have kicked them puck into their own net. Sergachev kicked into his own on the power play, and now Anderson just kicked into his own net. Oh, that is awful. That's going to go to Sergachev. That's going to be Weegar's goal. So a good goal there from Weegar. Get the pucks to the net. Good things will happen. Just a bad break there for Rasmus Andersson for Vegas. So Utah's up, and they've tied the game up at 1 apiece with 3:01 left in the first period. So good stuff there from the Utah Mammoth. And they're going to get the puck off the face-off and try and dump it back into the Vegas zone, which they do. Shots are now 10-6 for Vegas. So let's see how this one goes. Vegas tried to clear it, and Utah's going to be able to get it back in their own zone. Sergachev loops it back around, trying to get it back, and he does. Utah's got it behind the nets, fighting with it for Vegas, and they're in the corner to the left of Carter Hart, or to the right of Carter Hart, and they're trying to fight for it. There's like 4 players in there, maybe 5. Vegas and Utah both trying to clear it out, and the puck goes right to Carter Hart, who covers up, and now I think Peterka was right in Hart's grill, and now they're all having some more rough stuff happen, with 2:27 left in the first period. It was a very interesting game right now, 1 apiece. Let's just change this here, so don't forget to do this. Utah has tied the game up at 1 apiece, so it's 1-1 now. Good stuff there. A lot more action than what happened in my last stream yesterday when it was scoreless between Philadelphia and Pittsburgh in the first period. So really great game so far in this one. We should be having some updates for the other games in a little bit. Just under 3 minutes, I think, left in this first period. And yeah, it looks like Peterka got in the right in front of Carter Hart. Vegas' players did not like that, took exception to it. And then there was another scrum. Tanev went after Barbashev. Lazan was mixing it up with Peterka. And it looks like there might be some fighting penalties here, so we shall see what's going to be called at this point in time. Yeah, Lazan's fighting with Peterka, trying to jar at Brandon Tanev, so some rough stuff going on here between the Mammoth and the Knights as Peterka just tried a little bit of an extra stick tap after Hart covered up the puck. So once again, we shall see if there's any penalties that come from this. Maybe some fighting majors, some roughing majors. And actually, Utah's going to get no, it is going to be 4-4. So coincidental roughing minors looks like Barbashev and Tanev are in the box. So we're going to skate 4 aside here for the next 2 minutes, and there's only 2:27 left in the first period. So basically for the rest of the first period, it will be 4-on-4. So very interesting note there between Utah and the Vegas Golden Knights. Once again, we'll have updates regarding Tampa's game, Boston's game, Colorado's game after the first period ends or next commercial break. But we're currently here with Utah having an offensive zone faceoff draw for our side here. Marino's got it, tries to get around the net, and he is able to get it to Sergachev, who gets it back. And Keller, I think's there. Keller and Schmalz are the two forwards out for Utah, and Marner trying to loop around, and he does get it. Marner behind his own net, feeds out to Hannafin. Hannafin back across to Eichel, I think that, or Anderson. Anderson in, loops around the net shot, and he could have had a little bit, if he took a little bit more time, he could have put it in. But Utah's going to get the puck back in their own zone, and they're just going to wait as they line change. It is Clayton Keller who gets it back up to Schmalz. He's got a little bit of space, shots, and it's blocked by one of the Vegas players. Vegas has it. Once again, Schmalz to the point. Sergachev's going to be able to keep it in. Sergachev, he loses an edge, but Weegar keeps it in. Weegar trying to get it to Schmalz, could not. Weegar's 1-on-4 there, and Vegas is able to recover the puck. Vegas has got it now. I think that's Eichel, and it is Eichel looping back around in his own zone. Vegas makes a line change. Stone gets it back to Eichel. Eichel trying to go 1-on-3, leaves it for one of his defenders. And McNabb shot, blocked by one of the Utah players. There's a player out in front, blast! Stopped by Vejmelka again, and Utah's able to clear the puck. Great stuff there. Great stops from Vejmelka. Stone's got it in the defensive zone, loose back around the net, and passes it back. And now it's McNabb who gets it back to Hurdle. Once again, behind his own net, 28 seconds left in 4-on-4 and 53 seconds left in the first period. McNabb's got it, tries to feed it up front, can't, decisions, loses the puck. Utah's got in their own zone, 17 seconds left in 4-on-4. And now here's Krause, back to Cooley. Cooley trying to find a loose puck. Cooley, he's at the point, there's a penalty though coming to Utah. Looks like an interference call on one of the Utah players. That is Ian Cole. It looks like Cole's going back to the box. It's not been a great period for Ian Cole. Let's see if this is the call. I think this was like an interference call. They're just showing Anderson racing up the ice with a nice, impressive chance in the 4-on-4 play. Just ever so slightly. If he got that off a little bit more quickly, might have been able to sneak it by there. But not being able to do it. Let's see, Weegar. Once again, another nice shot by Weegar. 1-on-4, so that was pretty impressive. Once again, showing one of the Utah blocks from that 4-on-4 play. Another nice save from Vejmelka. And then, once again, I think they're showing this. Oh, yeah, Cole just ran into Decisions. The puck was nowhere near Decisions as well. So this is going to be an interference penalty on Ian Cole with 8 seconds left in 4-on-4 and just under 30 seconds, I think, left in the first period, just under 40 seconds. Let's see, there is 34 seconds left in the first. It'll be 4-on-3 for Utah, or for Vegas, for 8 seconds, and it'll be a 5-on-4 power play for the rest of the first period, so long as they don't score on the power play. So we shall wait and see if they're able to capitalize on this penalty, or if they are not. So, offensive zone face-off draw here for the Vegas Golden Knights. I think that's Jack Eichel who is taking the offensive zone face-off draw, and they do win it. Marner at the point, trying to get something, trying to get to the other side, and he does. They switch spots at the point, gets it back to Eichel. Now it's 5-on-4, so it's a power play with 20 seconds left in the first. Eichel, he's got it on the wing, trying to get some sort of a lane feed, gets it to Stone, and Stone cannot feed it in front like he did the first time. Stone behind the net, passes it back to, I think that's Dorofeev. Dorofeev is, he might have fallen down or get tripped up. 5 seconds left, it's no penalty on the play. 2-1-0, and that is the end of the first period. The Vegas Golden Knights are going to have a minute 26 of power play time left after the intermission. And it is 1-1 Utah and the Vegas Golden Knights after the first period. Very interesting to know that Tanev actually slipped coming out of the penalty box to try and get back for the penalty kill. So good effort from him. And now we are going to go into intermission. So let me change this up here, you guys. Let's see. This is going to go from the first to intermission. And that should be good for now. Just going to switch this a little more to the middle. And let's see, that should be good. Okay, so it's intermission right now, and we are going to have to wait and see how the second period goes. But while we are in intermission, let's go check out how the other games are. Boston is just finished, it looks like. So the Boston Bruins are taking down the Buffalo Sabres 4-2. So that game is now finished, and the Boston Bruins are going to earn the split heading back to Buffalo. So that's a really big win there for the Boston Bruins to get the split heading back to Buffalo. Once again, Buffalo, fantastic third period, tried to make it interesting, but this time it was too big of a mountain to surpass. So very interesting note there. Let's put this one into final now. Let's see here, final. And this game is now finished. So let's move this a little bit here. Oops, I don't mean to do that. Let's see, final right here. And that is good. So it's final now between the Bruins and the Sabres. Let's see how the Habs game's going. It was 2-2 in overtime last I checked. And it is still 2-2 in overtime with 10.5 left in overtime. So this overtime is actually taking longer than the first game's overtime, as that one only, I think, lasted a minute. So very interesting note there. Montreal's got it in the offensive zone, and we'll see if Montreal or Tampa are able to win it here during intermission break for Utah and Vegas. So we shall see what happens here. Once again, if Montreal wins and takes a 2-0 series lead, I'm having trouble thinking Tampa's going to win this series. So we'll still see. Once again, they're fighting for it in the corner, and Tampa's able to get it. And Tampa's got it in the offensive zone, tries to pass around, and another nice shot from Gensel. Cannot put it in short side. Tampa's got it on the wing, tries to put a puck in goal, and they can't. Puck goes around to the other side. They just passed the halfway point of that game between the Habs and the Bolts. So very interesting to note there. Let's see how Evans, nice pass. Let's see here. And number 93, I think that's Goncalves, was not able to keep it into the zone as it goes into the neutral zone. Tampa trying to keep possession, and they do. That gets it over to, I think that's Lilleberg. I'm not overly familiar with the numberings on the teams for Tampa because they do have a couple of younger players. So whoever 67 is gets it to the point, and they keep it. No, they don't keep it in. Oh, that was a cheap shot. I think that was Anderson who just took a shot at Perry, and now some of the Tampa players are very angry with that. So they're going to have some more rough stuff. There's 9.5 minutes left in overtime between the Habs and the Bolts. They just passed the halfway point, so I'm guessing there's going to be a TV timeout in the very near future. And let's see how the Avs game is going. Oh, there's a lot of rough stuff happening in Colorado, Los Angeles. I have no idea what just happened, but I turn on the thing, and there's a lot of rough stuff happening. So very interesting out there. Let's see what this is all about. Colorado, Los Angeles. Currently, shots are 11-5 for the Colorado Avalanche, as it is still scoreless in the first period. This is very interesting to note there. We are now over an hour into our live stream. Looks like there's going to be a penalty here. I'm not exactly sure to who. Still scoreless, so once again, Los Angeles doing some good things, as it probably shouldn't be scoreless. Looks like, ooh, that was a high hit on Lawton by Manson. Yeah, let's see. And yeah, Manson took a really high hit. It might be a good hit, but that was really high. And now it looks like Colorado got out of the box. Nice drop off to, I think that was Makar. Nice stop from Forsberg. And once again, Forsberg's been brilliant in last game. It looks like he's been doing good in this game as well. Leave a chat down below if you guys are still here. Which game you think's the most interesting so far? And which series you think's the most interesting so far? I'm not sure if there's a penalty on this one or not. We'll see here, just keeping tabs on these other games here as we are in intermission in our game between Utah and Vegas. So very interesting to note there. Lawton has got it. Let's see, and it's going to be a neutral zone face-off draw, no penalties. So that was a lot of very interesting rough stuff as Utah and Vegas, as Colorado and Los Angeles went after it. So very interesting note there. Colorado is up with just over halfway to go in the first period. So once again, this game will probably end after the Utah game. Oh, and there's more rough stuff. My gosh, this series is getting feisty. Let's see. Joseph's out there with someone. Malinsky's taking a shot, one of the Kings. Two of the players are down the ice. Anderson and I think that's Kulak are fighting. And yeah, this game is looking like it's having a lot of rough stuff. Byfield's out there with Malinsky as they're jarring at each other. Joseph's on the ice with, I think that might be Landeskog. I'm not exactly sure. Nate is just skating around, not wanting to take part in any of those altercations, as once again they're trying to separate Anderson and Byfield from the pile. So very interesting note there. But once again, I think that was a shot from one of the Colorado players, one of the Los Angeles players, and there was just mayhem after that. So very interesting note there. But Colorado, Los Angeles, they're going to have a couple of penalties here by the looks of things. Probably fighting majors or coincidental roughing minors or something like that. Let's see what started this. Yeah, it was Colorado who took the shot. Nice. Oh, there was a big hit on Natchez. That might have been why. Natchez got wall up by Mikey Anderson. And that might be why there was some sort of yeah, because Kulak went after Anderson right after that, and that's where all of the rough stuff came in. So hopefully Natchez is all right. That was a pretty big hit he took, but the Colorado Avalanche players took exception to that hit by Frederick Anderson. So very interesting to note there. I'm not sure if there's any penalties coming from this. I don't think there was a penalty on the play, but we'll see what happens here between Colorado and Los Angeles. Yeah, well, once again, I'm a Vegas fan, so I would love to see Vegas win this game against Utah and win the series. But once again, Utah is a new team. I do like new teams, teams who have not had very much success. In fact, most of those Utah players are from Arizona, where they had little to no success. I would not be one bit surprised or upset if Utah wound up winning. So I would love to see Vegas win, but would not be upset if Utah wins. So it's been a really good first period. Just recapping the first period really quickly here while we are in intermission. Vegas opened the scoring a few seconds into their first power play of the game. It was Mark Stone off the skate of Mikhail Sergachev into his own net, and that was able to get the Vegas Golden Knights up 1-0. And then Utah was able to tie it up thanks to a Uyghur shot that was kicked into his own net by Rasmus Anderson. And that's where we are. 1-1. Vegas is going to have a power play to start the second period. So very interesting note there. Yeah, they do play pretty late where I am right now. Like I said, I'm in Mountain Time. So the game will be finishing up around 10:30. But once again, it's just the time zones that they're in. So very interesting note there. But yeah, it is a pretty late start here for the Vegas-Utah game. And once again, I'm expecting it to, I think, be a pretty late start again for Game 3 on Thursday. I think it is going to be another late start between Utah and Vegas. So very interesting note there, but we shall see who wins this game and see how it goes into Game 3. It does look like they just announced some penalties. I'm not exactly sure what everything is, but they are going to have some players head to the penalty box. There's still, I think, a couple of minutes left in intermission between Utah and Vegas. 4-on-4 for 2 minutes between Colorado and Los Angeles. So we'll exit that game for a second here, and we'll head to the Montreal Tampa Bay game. Let's see, it's 2-2 with 7:18 left in overtime. I wonder if this will be another double overtime game like last night's Ottawa Carolina game was. That one was an interesting overtime with a Jankowski. Oh, Tampa's won it! Tampa scores! They tie the series up! It looks like J.J. Moser! Oh, what a beautiful shot! And Tampa survives and is able to earn the split heading back to Montreal. That is huge for the Lightning. Tampa has just won the game in overtime as they're all as they all pile around Andrei Vasilevsky. I think that was Moser who put that puck in the net. Let's just wait for the replay here. Tampa on home ice is going to get an overtime winner to send themselves to a 3-2 overtime victory and a series split in Tampa with Montreal. So that's a huge goal for Tampa. Like I said, I didn't think they would have any shot if I don't think Tampa would have had any shot if Montreal won this game. I didn't think so. So Tampa winning is huge. This could be a series. In fact, both first games have gone to overtime. That could go to the distance. That could go 7 games. Let's see what happened here. Tampa won the zone. Nice walk around here. Moser. Oh my gosh, Moser. He just walked around a whole bunch of Habs defenders, walked right around, and put that puck in the net. So very interesting to note there. Moser gets it right around and puts it past Jakob Dobesch. And the Montreal Canadiens fall at the hands of the Tampa Bay Lightning 3-2 in overtime. So let's change this up here as Tampa's just won this game. That is massive. What a play from J.J. Moser, and what a freaking shot. Let's see here. Tampa Bay is going to go up to 3 goals here. And this is going to now be a finalized score. So let's get to final right here. Let's once again move this a little bit more into the middle. And yeah, what a winner for Tampa Bay. That was huge. So Tampa Bay, actually we should probably change this a little bit here. Final in OT. So that's a really interesting game there. But Tampa, after losing in overtime in game one to Montreal, wins in game two. So that is a huge winner there for the Tampa Bay Lightning to stay alive in this series. Good shot from J.J. Moser. So really good stuff there. Moser was actually one who got hit by Anderson just a couple of minutes earlier. So once again, he starts at the blue line, walks right around, and just shoots one high above Jakub Dobesh, top corner. Brilliant shot from Moser, and just a great all-around goal there from J.J. Moser. So that series is now tied at one apiece. The Buffalo series is tied at one apiece, and we shall see how the Avalanche game and this game goes. But still, very interesting note there. Yeah, Vegas has definitely started to play well. I think the John Tortorella move has actually done wonders for them because he's what now, including the playoff win, 8-1 as head coach of the Vegas Golden Knights. Like he's been great for Vegas. So I think the coaching move, while surprising with only 8 games left, was quite smart on the Vegas Golden Knights side. And yeah, they are looking great. So very interesting note there. We do have a couple of finals, like I just mentioned. Tampa overtime win over Montreal. Buffalo loses to Boston 4-2. Those series are both one apiece. So we will have at least one extra game in each of those series, maybe more. We'll have to wait and see. But those series are now going to shift to Boston and Montreal. I think Boston will play Buffalo on Thursday, and Montreal will play Tampa on Friday. So Montreal and Tampa Bay, I think, get an extra day off. Boston Buffalo is going to be on Thursday. So they will be finishing up their game when we're doing the Colorado Los Angeles live stream, and when we're doing the Colorado Los Angeles one, and then the Montreal Tampa game 3 will be finishing up when we're doing the Anaheim Edmonton live stream on Friday. So very interesting note there, but a massive goal from J.J. Moser to keep the Tampa Bay Lightning in the series and avoid the 2-0 deficit. So let's head back here to Vegas, Utah. It looks like there's one more commercial break, and then they'll go back to the second period. So once again, we'll stay here. We'll see how this one is going to finish out here. Once again, one more commercial break by the looks of things, and then we are going to be going back to Vegas to see how this game finishes. Remember, Vegas does have a minute 26 of power play time to start the second period. So very interesting note there. Yeah, I know. Vegas went beast mode in the third period in game one. Like, they were down 2-1. They were going to play, and then Vegas just took complete control of that game. So we shall see if Vegas is able to replicate that performance or if Utah can somehow counter that. We are back here with the Utah-Vegas live stream. Once again, we are in intermission. So we shall see how this one winds up finishing out. I think, so the earlier games are done. Colorado Los Angeles is in the first period. So we shall see how that winds up working out. Once again, we're just on commercial break, so you're not missing anything. And we should be getting some very interesting results in a minute. I think there's only 2 or 3 minutes left in intermission. So just very interesting to note there. Once again, yeah, a tie for the stream would be very interesting. Once again, my first play-by-play live stream was last night when I did Pittsburgh-Philadelphia, so that was a 3-0 game for Philadelphia, so we'll see if we get to overtime tonight or not. It could be very interesting. I think this is a game that could go to overtime, so we should wait and see. And once again, just a recap here. I am going to be doing a couple more live streams later this week. I'm going to take a break tomorrow, just do some regular videos. Thursday, we're going to be back with another live stream. We're going to be streaming Colorado Los Angeles Game 3 at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. And then on Friday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, we're going to be streaming Edmonton Anaheim Game 3. So very interesting note there. Don't have anything scheduled for the weekend. And then we're probably going to have a couple more live streams next week. But once again, have to play it by ear, seeing how many series go 5 games, go 6 games, go 7 games. And with the 7 games on the weekend, not this week, but next week, I'll try and get to as many as I can. I can't guarantee that because I do have some things to do on Sunday, church and things like that. So I can't guarantee, depending on how the times shake out, that we do all game 7s. But I'm going to try and do as many game 7s as I can on the weekend, not this upcoming week, but the following weekend. So we'll see how that goes. But once again, you're not missing anything. Utah Vegas is still in intermission. Let's see here. Let's see. They're just showing the Vegas skyline, I think, right now. So we're just waiting for the commercial to break. And then we should have some more Utah Vegas content. So we shall wait and see on that. I'll just really quickly see if there's any updates when it comes to Colorado, Los Angeles. And then we'll head back to Utah Vegas. Let's see here. Colorado, Los Angeles. Is there a score yet? Colorado's on a power play, but still no score. There's 6.5 minutes left in the first period. So that's very interesting to note there. They have offensive zone pressure shots stopped by Forsberg. Forsberg's been great in this game. It seems like, I mean, I'm not watching it, but it does seem like that's very interesting. I think that was an offside call or something. So 6.5 left in the first period in Colorado. Oh, there's a penalty being called. 2 minutes, I think, hooking call on one of the Colorado players, maybe. Let's see. Oh yeah, it was Landeskog on LaFerriere. He hooked him, so that's gonna be 4-on-4 for 47 seconds, and the Kings are gonna get a power play. So we'll have to wait and see if they wind up capitalizing on that. But we're back here with Utah Vegas. They're just coming back for the start of the second period. It looks like. So very interesting note there. Once again, it looks like they are coming back. So just a couple of extra minutes here, guys, and then we should be back for period 2 between the Utah Mammoth and the Vegas Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there. They're just showing you the arena right now. Let's see here. It looks like there's about a minute and a half left in intermission, and then we should be able to be good to go for the second period. So very interesting to note there. Once again, we shall players, it looks like are getting back on the ice as there's only a minute and a half left in intermission. So good stuff there. We're about to start the second period. Remember, Vegas does have a minute and 26 of power play time to start the period. So that's really good for them. And we shall see if they are able to get something going here. So we shall wait and see on that. Once again, I do apologize for the wait time, but once again, I can't really control the length of intermission. So not really much to do here. Once again, Colorado and Los Angeles still tied zeros. Boston beat Buffalo 4-2. Tampa 3-2 in overtime over the Montreal Canadiens. So very interesting. They're just showing some first period highlights right now, including the Weegar goal, which went right off of Rasmus Anderson's skate. Really weird deflection off of Rasmus Anderson. Once again, they're just showing some of the Rasmus Anderson highlights. So once again, a very lucky and fortuitous bounce here. We are about to start the second period, so I'm going to go over here and change this into the second period. So let's see here. We're going into the second. So that's good now. Let me just try and put this into the middle, and that is great. So let's see. So it's now in the second period, and that is fantastic. So we are now into the second period here between Vegas and Utah. Cole's going to have a minute 26 in the penalty box to start the second period. So once again, Utah will be on the penalty kill for minute 26, and then Cole will be able to come out of the box. So we shall wait and see what happens here. Once again, they're just getting ready to drop the puck in the face-off dots, and it is going to be Hurdle out there against, I think, Stenlund. And Hurdle is able to win the puck, and Dorofeev gets it back into his own zone as Vegas tries to set up. Marner streaking down the wing, passes it back, and that's going to be back to Eichel. Eichel into the offensive zone. And the puck winds up going out of the zone, and it's around to Carter Hart, who stops it a little bit for Mitch Marner. Marner trying to find some sort of a passing lane, and he gets it in his own zone to Jack Eichel. Eichel trying to find a lane. He does into the offensive zone. Vegas is able to get it. Backhand pass. Gets it around the middle to the point. Marner at the point, looking for some sort of passing lane, gets it to Eichel. Eichel, they got their little setup here. Marner shot, and it hits someone in front. Hurdle is able to save the puck, gets it back to Marner. Eichel got it again. Eichel tries to get below the goal line, and he does to Stone. Schmidt hounding him right now, and the Hurdle's able to get it. Utah trying to clear. Sergachev gets it, and he's able to clear it down the ice. Good clear by Sergachev with 24 seconds left on the power play for Vegas. Marner's got it. Marner trying to set something up here with only a few seconds left on the power play. Gets it across to Colton Sissons. Sissons is not able to get the puck. Utah wraps it around the ice, and Vegas is able to keep it in and hits a Utah's player. It goes into the corner. Utah gets it, clears it, 3-2-1, and the Vegas penalty is done. Vegas is 1 for 3 on the night on the power play. So very interesting to note there, as Vegas, for the second straight time, is not able to get a power play goal. And now they dump it back down the ice, and Utah's got it. Oh, Weegar takes a big hit. Utah loses the puck. Vegas is able to keep it in the offensive zone. Shot, and it's stopped by Vejmelka. Nice play, but the puck goes out of the zone, and Theodore is there to recover. So nice job there from Theodore. Vegas is able to get it, fighting for it in the corner along the boards. Marino's got it. Uyghur has it. Tries to pass it back to Marino. Marino's got it to the blue line for Utah, and it passes it. Nice try, nice pass. Cooley tries to get it across to his partner, but he could not do it. Cooley, it looks like he might have been tripped up. It might have just fallen out. Shot! Keller faked the shot, but could not get the actual shot off. He keeps the puck. Keller funnels it down on the wall. And Utah cannot keep the line. Might be a break here for Vegas. No, it looks like there's a tripping call being called on one of Vegas or Utah. There's a penalty upcoming here, another one, and it looks like I think Vegas might be going to the box here. Let's see. Yeah, it is Nick Dowd heading to the box for a tripping call. He looks like tripped. Oh, yeah, his stick got caught on the legs of Logan Cooley. So Dowd off to the box, which is also one of Vegas' best penalty killers, too. So a little bit of a break here for Utah. They got a power play, and Vegas, one of Vegas' best penalty killers, is off the ice. So a really good opportunity here for the Vegas Golden Knights, for the Utah Mammoth, to try and punch their ticket to go back up 2-1, just like they were in last game, which they were able to do once again in the second period. So once again, face-off draw to the right of Carter Hart. Cooley out there against, that might be Eichel, and Vegas. And once again, they don't drop the puck. They have to change. Sijins is out, and Cole Smith is now going to take the draw against Logan Cooley. So Cooley's got it, and Cooley wins the draw. Nice pass to the point. Sergachev's got it. Sergachev across to Keller. Keller gets it back to below the goal line to Cooley. Cooley feeds it across to Gunther. Gunther to Schmalz, to Sergachev, to Keller, shots, and it's blocked. Schmalz gets it. One of the Vegas players are hurting. They're down the ice right now. Nice play, trying to feed it in front, and cannot. Cooley to the point. Shot, and Sergachev, it goes wide. Keller's got it again. One of the Vegas players is hobbling out there right now, and Schmalz and Gunther cannot get it. Vegas is able to get the puck, and might be a 2-on-2 here break. Cole Smith has it, and he brings it into the offensive zone. Utah's got Sergachev. Nice stretch feed. Keller drops it off. Cooley across. Oh, nice try there. Vegas is able to get the puck out of the zone with a minute left on the Utah power play. Sergachev's got it. Gets it, feeds into the zone. Nice try, and the cross-ice feed wasn't there for Cooley. Vegas is able to get the puck back. Might be a 3-on-2 here for Vegas. Mark Stone backs across. Shots! And shorthanded stop by Vejmelka. Might have hit someone in front. Utah's able to get it back. Sergachev. Nice long stretch feed here. He's got it to Keller. Keller across. Someone comes right off the bench, but Vegas is able to clear the puck with 37 seconds left in their power play. Very interesting to note there. We got more game action here. Marner is trying to hound the puck, and they do. Utah's having trouble getting out of their own zone with 27 seconds left in the power play. Utah is not able to get entry. There's no icing. Shot! And a stop on Carcioni. Another stop by Hart, or if actually then that puck went high. Flies over the net. And that one's going to go out of play with 18 seconds left in the power play for the Utah Mammoth. Some really good looks there, some great passing, and once again, just a really good block from who that was. It was Noah Hannafin who blocked that shot. So a beautiful block from Hannafin, and he hobbled down to the locker room. That's not good for Vegas if they lose Hannafin for the rest of this game. And he had to be helped off. Not great stuff there. Good to see him finish that shift, but that was a huge block from Noah Hannafin. And now the Vegas Golden Knights have below the goal line, but Utah gets it back. Peterka shots, and it's wide. Uyghur's got it to Carcioni. Carcioni gets it back to Uyghur. Peterka, and he's going to try to feed something in front. He does. Kraus, and it's stopped by Carter Hart just as the penalty expires. Kerfoot causing havoc in front. McNabb takes exception to that, and we got a whistle here with 15:32 left as Lausanne looks like he's a little bit banged up. There were 2 shots for Vegas, Utah in that last power play. Why is Lausanne a little bit shaken up here? Let's see. I don't know exactly what happened, but yeah, Lausanne was definitely limping. Let's see. Peterka. Was Peterka's shot. It went off of Lausanne's knee. Oh, that's not good. Let's hope Lausanne's all right. But yeah, he definitely took a bad. Yeah, Utah stung now two Vegas defenders with their shots on that power play. Hope Hannafin's back on the bench, so that is really great news there for Vegas, as that is massive. They cannot lose Hannafin and Lausanne. Lausanne's also on the bench too, so good to see that both those guys seem to be all right. Vegas has it in the offensive zone, loses it. Utah gets it, banks it off the wall, sends it back down to the Vegas zone, and icing call here on Utah with 15:19 left. So Lausanne Hannafin both just trying to shake it off at this point in time after both having huge blocks on the Utah power play. 15:19 left in the second period, still a 1-1 game here between the Golden Knights and the Utah Mammoth. So very interesting so far between those two teams. Let's see. Once again, it'll be an offensive zone faceoff draw, if I'm correct, for the Vegas Golden Knights to the right of your viewing screen. So Vegas is going to have the offensive zone faceoff draw here. Nope, draw is going to be redone here. Hurdle, I think, is going out. Hurdle's going to go again against Stenland. They're going to redo the faceoff draw, and Utah's able to get the puck out. Great stuff there from Utah. Utah trying to draw it in. Vegas is going to keep it in, and there might have been a tripping call, or no, just someone fell down. Vegas was able to get the puck back, and Utah ices it. So another offensive zone faceoff draw here for the Vegas Golden Knights with 15:04 left in the second period. So once again, really close, tightly contested battle so far between Utah and Vegas, as the Utah Mammoths are going to try and win this game here and tie up the series. Vegas is looking for a 2-0 series lead heading back to Utah. So we shall see. Once again, another offensive zone faceoff draw, which they've been having a lot of here. I think that's Hurdle out there again, and he does get it. And this time the puck goes out of the offensive zone, won it, but too hard, and Vegas is going to have to recover. Utah's going to get the puck back in their own zone, tries a stretch feed, once again sent down the ice, this time not for icing. Anderson tries to get it up to the point, and Vejmelka out of his net to play it. And what happened here? Is there some sort of a penalty call or something? Vejmelka went out of his net to play it, and then there was a Vegas player and a Utah player who came right beside him, and then it was whistled dead. I wonder if this is maybe offside, or let's see, Vejmelka, and is this interference on Kolesar? I don't think so. Let's see what else happened here. O'Brien laid another huge hit on Lausanne. Lausanne took exception to that. That was during the play, though. I don't think that was the penalty. No, there's no penalty on the play. So I think it might have been just offside on King Kolesar. So I think that's why he was furious. He thought he was onside. Neutral zone face-off draw, and Vegas is able to win it. Vegas sends it back down. Utah intercepts it. Nice intercept by Yamamoto, and Yamamoto sends it down. Gunther streaking in, trying to get that puck before Vegas does, and he can't. And Vegas is not going to be able to hold the line. Utah, Schmidt's got it back to Marino, and now Gunther's got into the offensive zone. Passes it back for Yamamoto, back to Gunther. The puck does come to the point, and Marino's shot stopped, and Vegas is able to get it back. Vegas, nice try for a little chip feed there. Marino is going to get it back in his own zone and pass it back just out to Yamamoto. Across to Gunther. Gunther tries a nice pass. And Yamamoto does have it. Shot! Too many sticks in front. He couldn't get a shot away. Vegas is able to get it. And maybe a stretch feed here. Nice pass from Stone. Gets it. Barbashev dangles around. Shots! Stopped by Vejmelka. Some beautiful moves from Barbashev going inside, outside. And he tried to put a backhand short side on Vejmelka and was not able to do so. Great stop from Vejmelka. Some beautiful stick handling from Barbashev. But it stays a 1-1 game, and we're going to commercial break. So very interesting note there, but it is going to be going to commercial break. Now let's see if there's any updates in the Colorado game as we are in commercial break, so you're not missing anything right now. Once again, this is the first commercial break of the second period. So it just finished in Colorado, Los Angeles. It's still scoreless. So once again, whatever Los Angeles is doing, it's working, because for the second consecutive game, they've held Colorado to 0 goals at the end of the first period. We shall see if that's going to be able to keep for the entirety of the game, or if they're not going to be able to, and Colorado's going to be able to take control. But surprisingly, for the second consecutive game, it's scoreless between Colorado and Los Angeles at the end of 1. So really good stuff there from Los Angeles. Like, if they can just find some offense, I could see them have a shot in this series. I know a lot of people pick Colorado. Myself, I pick Colorado in 6 games. But like the President's Trophy champs always seem to have some sort of a curse on them where they lose in round one or round two. Who knows? Maybe this is the year Colorado winds up losing. So once again, a really good first period from Los Angeles, it seems like, as they're scoreless against Colorado. But we're going to go back over here to the Utah Vegas stream and we shall see what happens here. We are looks like just about to come back from commercial break. So very interesting to note there. We're about to come back from commercial break, and it looks like we are just about to be back. They're just doing some advertisements right now. Once again, Utah, Vegas, been a really entertaining game. Vegas is 1 for 3 on the power play. I think Utah's 0 for 1 or 0 for 2. So both teams not great on the power play today. Vegas does have a power play goal. Utah has a goal that was kicked into his own net by Rasmus Andersson. So both goals were technically own goals. A Sergachev stick pushed the puck into the net for Utah, and Vegas Anderson pushed the puck into his own net. So, yeah, once again, it's been a really rough and tumble game. They're just showing some of the big hits that have happened so far in this game. And then they're also showing flashbacks to some of Barbashev's bigger hits when he was playing in St. Louis. So they are showing some of the highlights from Barbashev, who does have an empty net goal, 8 hits in 15 minutes with 31 seconds of ice time in game one. So he did have a really good game one, and he's definitely building off of that confidence. Let's see here. So once again, Barbashev's just on the bench right now as they have an offensive face-off draw for Vegas. Marner against Kerfoot. Kerfoot is, I think, getting thrown out of the face-off dot. Oh, yes, he is. And now it is Carcioni who's going to come in and take the face-off for the Utah Mammoth. So Carcioni against Marner in the face-off dot, and Carcioni does win it. Carcioni has the puck and tries to get out of his own zone, and he can't. But one of the other Utah players do. And this might be a break here. Carcioni across the Peterka, around some of the Vegas players' shot as he falls down, and he can't get the puck away. But now he does. Sergachev shot. Peterka! And there's a delay penalty call. Vegas is going back to the penalty box. I think this might be like a tripping call or an interference call, but Vegas is going back to the penalty box. Utah's going to go to another power play. I think Peterka was interfered with in some way, so let's just see what happened here. Peterka, nice play. He got a little bit behind Korzak, and he was able to get the puck, and I think that might be a tripping call on one of the Vegas players. I'm not exactly sure, but I think so. I think that's what happened. So let's see who's going to the box here. I think it might be Korzak. And no, it is Jeremy Lauzon. So Lauzon's going for, I think, a tripping call. Just see what the ref says. It's a hooking call on Jeremy Lauzon. He's going to the box for 2 minutes. And the Vegas Golden Knights are going to be, actually, there's going to be two separate penalties here because Carcioni is also going to the box. Maybe for like some sort of fighting major against Korzak. So, yeah, it looks like it's going to be 4 aside here. Lauzon's in the box, and Carcioni's on the box. Lauzon for hooking, and Carcioni, I think, for unsportsmanlike conduct. So, yeah, really bad play there from Carcioni. It looks like they were about to get a power play, but he's now going to the box. So we're 4 aside here with 13 and a half minutes left in the second period. So some of the Knights players are just talking about what they're going to do here. That's Theodore, Howden, Marner, McNabb out there right now for Vegas in the 4-on-4. So we shall see what happens here. Once again, offensive zone face-off draw for Utah. Cooley out there against Marner. And Cooley is going to win the draw. Utah's going to keep in the offensive zone. Uyghur back to Cooley. Cooley leaves it for Gunther, and Gunther's going to have to go out of his zone and refresh as he goes back into the offensive zone, defensive zone, and tries to reset. And now Cooley's got it. Cooley racing up the wing. Down the middle, Cooley trying to get some nice moves there. Sergachev's going to dump it down. Uyghur he can't hold the zone. And Uyghur is going to loop back into their own zone. Uyghur back to the point, back to the defensive zone, leaves it for Sergachev. Sergachev is going to try and make something happen here. Sergachev trying to let Gunther and Cooley go. Cooley, he's got it, but too many Vegas players, and they are going to have to regroup in their own zone again. So Utah not being able to get very much zone entry against Vegas. Vegas is able to keep it, and now Utah gets into the offensive zone. Cooley loses the handle, and they have to regroup again. A minute left in the 4-on-4. So really good stuff here so far between Utah and Vegas. And a pass across, nice. Keller's good. Keller, shot, stopped by Hart. And the puck goes right behind the net. and Vegas is now able to get it. Nice try for a feed, and Vegas is able to get it out. Utah gets it back. This sort of looks like a Utah power play with how much possession time they've had. 4-on-4 for 42 seconds here. Utah trying to get the puck out of their own zone. One of the Vegas players was hounding him, and it looks like a holding call on Eichel. Eichel is furious. I think he was holding one of the Utah players as he tried to get out of the zone, and Eichel is livid. I think this is going to be a 4-on-3 power play for Utah. Let's see. They're just showing the Keller attempt here. Keller was in with a nice shot. Great stop from Hart. A little bit up high around his neck/head area. Was able to stop it. And now Eichel was trying to get the puck away from Marino, and it looks like they're going to call him for holding. Eichel was furious after that penalty call. So it looks like Vegas is now officially going to be heading to the penalty kill, as Utah's going to get a 4-on-3 power play for the next about 30 seconds. And yes, Vegas does have some really good penalty killers, but I think one of them is still in the box, Dowd. So we shall wait and see on that. No, Dowd is out of the box. It's Lazon who's in the box. So Lazon is standing up as he's going to be out of the box in about 38 seconds. Now Eichel is in the penalty box. That's not great news there for the Vegas Golden Knights to have a really solid penalty killer like Jack Eichel in the penalty box here. So a 4-on-3 power play for Utah. It is, I think, Schmalz or Keller out there against Nick Dowd, and Dowd wins the puck. Vegas is able to whip it around the boards, and they are not able to get out. Sergachev holds the line. Sergachev, let's see, and they do get it out. So a good clear there from Nick Dowd, as Utah is going to set up again on the 4-on-3. Sergachev's got it, gets it to Keller, streaking on the wing. Keller looking for a lane, gets it back. Keller on the wing, pass into the middle. Keller to the point, and waiting shot. Sergachev, stop, rebound, fighting for it. And it stays out. Still a loose puck. Shot. Blocked in front. One of the Vegas players lost a stick. Puck is right around him. The 5-on-4 power play now for Utah. Tries to get back in front. Cannot. Vegas may have a break here. The puck's down the ice. Donovan Melka is able to play it back to Utah. And now Gunther to Cooley, who's streaking in the middle. Cooley, it's now a 5-on-4 power play for Utah for the next minute and 6 seconds. Pass, shot, stop by Hart. Great stop. Vegas is able to get it. Can't clear it, though. And now Vegas' second attempt does wind up getting cleared. So really good stuff there from Vegas as they are able to kill it off with 54 seconds left in the power play. So very interesting to note there. Let's see. Uyghur's got it now to Cooley, to Peterka. Peterka coming in on the wing. Tries to get it, and Utah's not able to hold it. Now they do Kraus. To the point, Uyghur to Cooley, to Kraus, and stopped by Carter Hart. Nice try in the slot for Loss and Kraus, and Carter Hart with a nice glove save, and that is going to be another face-off in the offensive zone for Utah with still 30 seconds left on the power play. Once again, they're just showing the scrum in front. How that puck did not go in, I have no idea. Keller, nice try for a shot, but Dowd with a beautiful block. Once again, a lot of these Vegas players are just having some really good blocks in this game, which is keeping it a 1-1 game at this point. And then Cooley to Kraus, and a really good stop here from Carter Hart. So some really good options here, and some really good pressure here from the Utah Mammoth trying to push for that second goal and the go-ahead goal, but still very interesting to note there. Let's see. Utah's got it at the point. Uyghur, he's got it, shot, and stop. Carcioni's got it on the wall, and Vegas has it, and it's in the front. Utah's got it to the point, tries to pass. Peterka, shot, stop by Hart, rebound, and it just goes wide. Peterka gets it back around to Carcioni. Carcioni can't keep the line, and he actually does. Takes away from the Vegas player. Gets it back, and now Vegas is able to get it. Might be a break here for one of the Golden Knights. That's Sijins, penalty over, but the Utah players are able to catch up. So Sijins doesn't have a breakaway, but Sijins does still have the puck. Sijins loses it, and now Utah's got it. Utah trying to get something going here. Utah Cooley to Peterka, and Peterka's just going to dump it down the ice. Anderson's got it, passes it back across to the middle. Let's see what's happening here. And now it's into the offensive zone for Utah. Stellan trying to get a step. He can't. And now it's in the corner with a couple of players battling for it. Stellan's in there. So is O'Brien. And a couple of the Vegas defenders are in there too. And Anderson's going to be able to get it. Tries to find some sort of a passing lane. Anderson across to his D partner, across to Marner. Marner lifts it into the offensive zone, and Utah's going to be able to regain the puck. Vegas pressuring here, but Sergachev is able to get it a little bit on the wall. Vegas does keep it in. And that is Korzak playing up in the play. Korzak trying to get it around, and Utah's going to be able to get it, force stop for Korzak. O'Brien gets it, clears it, goes after chasing it. Utah goes on a power play besides O'Brien. Utah's now out shooting Vegas 15-11. So very interesting here. Let's see. Utah offside, so they have to regroup. Schmalz gets into the offensive zone. Keller across to Cole. Cole dumps it down the ice. Tried for a shot pass, could not get it. Gross in front, stopped. And Vegas is able to get the puck back in their own zone. Still trying to weave around some of the Utah players, trying to get that puck out of their own zone, and they do. And Utah is able to go down to get it. They're going to regroup. Durzee's got it just in front of his net. 8.5 minutes left in the second period. Cole's got it to one of the Utah players, shot above Hart, goes off a stick and over the net and out of play. So very interesting to note there. Thanks for the chat, Will. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for the kind support. I do hope you the Golden Knights win. So very interesting to note there. And yeah, I don't think it's going to be an easy win for Vegas. I do think Vegas has a very good chance, especially with it being on the home ice for them. But still, it's going to be a very interesting last 30 minutes of actual game time. So Utah Vegas is in commercial right now. We're just going to quickly go over here on the commercial break and see how Avs Kings are doing. Have they started the second period yet? I'm not sure. Looks like they haven't started. So LA Colorado still in intermission in a scoreless game right now, and Utah Vegas is still 1-1 in commercial break right now. Earlier today, if you guys are just tuning in here, they haven't figured it out yet. The Tampa Bay Lightning have beaten the Montreal Canadiens 3-2 in overtime. A massive win there from Tampa, who did trail 2-1 in the third period in that game. So it was a massive one, a huge one from the Tampa Bay Lightning to keep that game alive and to keep their season alive, because if they had lost that one, they would have gone down 2-0. So I could have seen it go either way. And when it comes to Boston-Buffalo, Boston, first two periods were brilliant. Once again, Buffalo turned it on the third period, but this time the mountain was too far to climb. The hill was too far to climb, and Boston was able to hold on for a 4-2 victory. So Boston tied their series up. Tampa tied their series up. Those two are going to be going to Game 3, and the series shifts to the other city. So Montreal is now going to be hosting Game 3, and that one will be on Friday. Well, before then, Boston will be hosting Buffalo for Game 3 on Thursday. So some very interesting stuff there. Yeah, like I said, I like the Knights. They are one of my favorite teams. So I would love to see the Vegas Golden Knights win, but I also like teams who don't have much success. Utah, a lot of those players are old Coyotes players. That franchise had no success whatsoever. So I wouldn't be overly upset if the Vegas Golden Knights lost to Utah in this series. But I did pick Utah in 6 games in my playoff predictions. So we shall see if I am right or not. Vegas, if they go up 2-0, it looks like my prediction of Utah in 6 will be probably very unlikely to happen. So we shall see if Vegas does wind up winning this one here. I personally do expect, like I said before the game started, the Utah Mammoth to win this one to get back onto level terms. But Vegas has played really well this game. So far, the shots are 17-11 for Utah. There's 8.5 minutes left in the second period. So very interesting to note there. Carcioni's got it. Carcioni's lines out there with Kerfoot and Peterka, Kerfoot and Hurdle in the zone. As just to the left of Carter Hart, we have another offensive zone faceoff draw for Utah. And Utah is going to lose the faceoff draw. Vegas gets it to Kolasar. He can't, and now he does clear the zone. Utah and Vegas fighting for it along the boards. And Sergachev has it for a second here, and Utah is able to get it. Nice flip out and nice leave around there. And now Carcioni's got it. Carcioni along the wall, trying to fight for it with one of the Vegas players, but there were 2 nice players there, and they're able to shovel it a little bit further down the wall, fighting for it along the boards, and the puck goes out. Sergachev's got it. Nice backhand feed. They're just playing with it in the neutral zone, back into the Utah zone. Utah just trying to make a couple of passes to set something up. Kerfoot across, back to Kerfoot. Tries to get backhand feed to Peterka, but cannot. And now Vegas is going to clear the puck. Utah and Vegas look like they're going for a change. So Schmidt's going away in his own zone and try and set something up. Schmidt back to Cooley, and it looks like he's offside. So we're going to get another neutral zone face-off draw just outside the Vegas blue line with 7:28 now left to go in the second period. It was a 1-1 Utah-Vegas game. So very interesting to note there. Let's see here. Once again, they're just doing some line changes here to get the right personnel out there. They're just showing some replays of that Utah pass here to try and get that shot away. It was a nice pass through Cooley, so that was really good. But Cooley, I don't think was able to get the shot away. So once again, both teams are playing pretty well in this game, Utah and Vegas. And there's actually a power play on this play. It looks like Paterka's going to the box. Oh, there's a too many men bench penalty. That's what the whistle was for. So Utah had too many men on the ice, and Vegas to their fourth power play of the game with 7.5 minutes left in the second period. So very, very interesting to note there as Stenlund and Hurdle are in the faceoff dot. Vegas is 1 for 3 on the power play tonight, so we shall see if they're able to get something going here. Vegas is able to get to the point. You have Marner to Eichel, once again setting up their power play. Eichel along the far side along your TV screen. And now Dorofia's got it. Back to Marner, back to Eichel. A little bit of a soft feed there. Stone can't get to it. Utah gets it, and they cleared down the ice past Marner. So a really good clear there for Utah, as there's a minute and a half left in the Vegas power play. And Marner is back in his own zone to set up. Marner passes it back to Eichel. Eichel tries a stretch feed, gets it to Stone. Stone loses the puck, and Utah gets it back into the Vegas zone. It trickles past the Vegas blue line. Eichel's back to get it with a minute 20 left in the power play. Vegas is able to come in. Nice play. Tries to pass across. Stone's got it. Stone back to, it looks like Hurdle. Hurdle, he's got back pan pass there. And they're right behind the net. Stone to Hurdle or to Dorofiev. Stone's got it, tries to get the Hurdle, and I think that was a nice save from Vejmelka. It might have been a stick in front by one of the Utah players. Hurdle tried a nice speed. He had a little bit of space there, but could not put it home. Vegas now once again resetting. Eichel trying to go through a whole bunch of Utah players. Eichel is going to dump the puck in. They sort of start to change up units. And the puck goes once again down by Utah. Another nice penalty kill from the Mammoths. After a shaky start to this PK, they had been looking really good over the past couple of power plays for the Vegas Golden Knights. They once again enter their zone. Utah gets it, clears it out with 26 seconds left in the Vegas power play. Vegas has it with 5:50 left in the second period and 20 seconds left in the Vegas power play. Vegas has it in the neutral zone, passes it back, trying to get something set up, but they just cannot get offensive zone entry. Now they do. Pass. Once again, Utah gets it out with 8 seconds left. That probably is going to do it for the power play. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anderson with a stretch feed, but the power play is over. Vegas does have possession. Pass across, shot to the front. Oh, close. I couldn't do it. And now Utah is going to be able to get the puck out of the zone, and they are in the neutral zone. Utah does recover possession, trying to get back in there, and that is Dursey who dumps it in, and Vegas is going to try and reset again. Vegas cannot keep it. Shot, Gunther! Scores! Dylan Gunther! What a shot! They kept it in the zone. Gunther got it. And the Utah Mammoths, for the second consecutive game, go up 2-1 in the second period. What a blast from Gunther. A beautiful shot from Dylan Gunther, and the Utah Mammoths have retaken their lead, their first lead of the night. They're showing some more of the highlights. Oh, that was a great stick in front by Uyghur that stopped Hurdle. And then Hannafin had it, tried to clear it out, was stopped, and then they just got over to Gunther, and Gunther laid into one. Yamamoto got across to Gunther, and he just let a rocket right above Carter Hart. An absolute dart from Dylan Gunther, and the Utah Mammoths are now up 2-1 over the Vegas Golden Knights. A huge one there. First career playoff goal for Mr. Dylan Gunther, and he's going to have quite a few in his career with that shot of his, and with how good the Utah Mammoths are going to be in the next couple of years. So good stuff there. And Utah has their first lead of the night. Vegas still trying to answer back really quickly. Dumps it in. Vegas going after it. Nice try from Nick Dowd, but Utah's able to keep possession. Still in the Utah zone, fighting for the puck along the boards. And Vegas is able to get it. Vegas along the boards. Gunther once again first in the playoffs from Yamamoto. Smith gets it to the point. Utah once again playing very stingy defense right now, but still in the Utah zone. Nice play from Utah. They get the pass. It's in the middle of the zone, and Marino is going to be able to loop back around and sort of slow things down a little bit here. Sergachev gets the puck back to Uyghur. We are back to Sergachev as some Vegas players hunt around. And a nice interception there by Barbashev. Has to stay on side. Barbashev trying to go in, shoots, scores! Vegas ties it up! That did not take long. Oh, Ivan Barbashev! And the game is tied at 2. My gosh, it's just like that. The Golden Knights are back in this one. Vegas ties the thing up at 2. A beautiful move. Barbashev was denied once by Melka. Earlier in the second period, he's not denied there. A beauty from Ivan Barbashev. 2 goals in just a couple seconds apart. And the Vegas Golden Knights have leveled the score yet again. Once again, it'll be very interesting to see if this is onside, though, because it was very close. This might be called back for offside. We shall see. Once again, it was very, very close to see if Jack Eichel stayed onside. So Utah might try and challenge this. It'll be very interesting to see there. Barbashev tried to wait for Eichel to come back on side. I'm not sure if he was able to. Once again, the play was not whistled for offside. It is a good goal. And they do want to play in the puck. Okay, so there's no challenge or anything. Good goal. And Barbashev has tied this game up for the Vegas Golden Knights. What a massive goal there from Vegas. Puck goes back down the ice. Utah trying to get answered back after Vegas taking the 2-2. After Vegas tied up at 2. So, once again, icing call here in Vegas. And let's change these scoreboards up because there's now been some changes. Let's see, so Vegas 2 and Utah is also at 2. So very interesting to note there as this is now a 2-2 game in the second period. It was very close to being offside. Once again, they're going to count it. So good stuff by Eichel to just keep on side, but just some beautiful stick work. Backhands it, far side on Vejmelka, driving to the net, and he's able to feed it past. Utah does have an offensive zone face-off draw here after the icing. Uyghur passes it, tries to get in front, and Utah, nice stop by Carter Hart off the shot from Logan Cooley. Great stuff there from Logan Cooley. Nice try for a shot, but stopped by Carter Hart. Gunther scores a few seconds later. Barbashev scores, and we are now at a 2-2 game between the Utah Mammoth and the Vegas Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there. Let's just really quickly here, as we're in a commercial break, so you're not missing anything. Let's just go over and see how Avalanche and Kings are doing. That game should be starting or in the second period right now. They're just showing in that game the Western Conference playoff picture with Vegas up 1-0. The Stars and Wild series tied at 1 apiece. Colorado up 1-0 and Edmonton up 1-0. This is scoreless game still between Colorado and Los Angeles with 18 minutes left in the second period. So very interesting to note there. Colorado does have an offensive zone face-off draw here. I was shooting Los Angeles 16-6, so it's not even close in shots right now. But they have been, looks like, once again, another game where the defense, and once again, primarily Anton Forsberg, is saving the Los Angeles' butt right now. If they can find a way to get a couple of goals past Scott Wedgwood and find a way to get a couple more shots on goal, like I could see him have a chance in this series, but that offense just looks completely decimated right now. Like, this is what I think, because if the Avalanche are playing this sort of defensive style, I know this is the style Los Angeles plays, but if they play this sort of a way in the second round, if they do want to make it past Los Angeles, which I expect them to, I don't know if they're going to get past Minnesota or Dallas. I personally picked Minnesota to win. I also picked Minnesota to beat Colorado in the second round. So, like, if Minnesota or Dallas, who have a way more potent offense than the Kings do, wind up going to face them in round 2, I think they're going to have a lot of problems. So there's a delay penalty call here on Los Angeles. Wedgwood's in the bench. They're just trying to get something set up here with 17 minutes left in the second period. So trying to get something set up here. Can't gain offensive zone pressure. And Colorado's going to have a power play with about 16 minutes left. So once again, we will keep up to date on that, especially during intermission. But we're heading back to the Utah-Vegas game here as we're back from the commercial break. Once again, a really solid second period here from both teams. Utah's pressed. They got the 1-goal lead for a couple of seconds, and then just like that, Vegas tied it back up. 3.5 minutes left in the second period. Utah's got it. They get back into the Vegas zone. Vegas is recovered, and now they get back into the Utah zone. Sergachev tries for an outlet pass, and they do want to gain the puck into the offensive zone. Pass across, shot, and stopped. A nice block there by one of the Vegas players. Now chip deke here to Vegas. And a nice try pass from Dorofeev, but he could not get it to the Vegas player who was streaking. I think that was Marner. Vegas does get it, and it looks like this is offside on the Vegas Golden Knights with 2:57 left in the second period. So once again, Still another period to go, maybe more. This game's been tied for most of the game, so once again, we could see some overtime action here tonight. But if not, then we're going to have some very interesting third period. Like it's still 2-2. We'll see if someone scores before the end of the second period, or if we're going to go 2-2 into intermission. There's a face-off draw here just outside the Utah blue line on the far side of your screen. Let's see. So Vegas and Utah is loses the draw. Vegas gets it. Korzak dumps it down along the wall. Marino's got it there. Marino passes it back, and Carcioni trying to get to it. Pass. Nice job there. Nice. Kerfoot, maybe 2-on-1 here. Peterka shot. And it's a nice stop from Carter Hart. That was a nice shot from Peterka. Puck goes over the net. Peterka trying to get feet in front, cannot. Vegas is able to get the puck, and Kolesar does skate it out of this blown. So at least a little bit of breathing room here for Vegas. Cole is able to slow down the pressure here. Carcioni's got it. Marino's got it. Tries to get a stretch feed. Cannot hit Peterka. This is going to be a nice and call in Utah with 2:17 left in the second period. So very interesting to note there. Let's see here. They're just showing the 2-on-1. Great stop from Carter Hart. That one was going in, hit his glove, and went just ever so slightly wide. So Peterka, who I don't think's actually had a really great season this year, and has not had a really great first two games. He did have 25 goals this season, third straight 20-plus goal season for him after being acquired from Buffalo in the offseason. So once again, he had a decent season scoring goals, but he can't find the back of the net so far in the first two games for the Utah Mammoth. So very interesting to note there. Once again, an offensive zone faceoff draw here for Vegas, in which Sissons wins. Back to the point, and it's Theodore trying to get something in front, and Vejmelka with the stop with 2:12 left in the second period, and another offensive zone faceoff draw for the Vegas Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there. There's still just over 2 minutes left in the second period, and then we've got the entirety of the third period. So very interesting to note there. A couple of nice tries. And yeah, nice stop from Kirill Vejmelka. So good stuff there. Nice shots from Shea Theodore on the point, and just could not put it past him. Vejmelka is one of 4 goalies to make playoff debut in 2026. So there have been a lot of goalies this year who made their playoff debut. I think Dobesh is one of them, who was playing earlier today, and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen was as well. So very interesting to note there. Let's see. So Vegas shot off the point, and it looks like it was blocked in front. Vegas trying to get something here, and Dowd's got it, loops it back around the wall, and Utah's players right there. Krause was able to get it, and now Utah does get out of the zone. And I think that is Schmalz. Schmalz trying to feed it down. Keller, Schmalz trying to fight for the puck, and they can't. Vegas is able to get to it. I think that's Dorofiev who dumps it down. And now it is Cole Smith who's trying for the puck with Weegar. Dowd's got it now against Schmalz, trying to fight for it. Sergachev's there now, all behind the Utah nets. Vegas has at the point, across Anderson, shot, stopped by Vejmelka. Another nice stop from Kirill Vejmelka with 1:25 left, and some more altercations in front of the net between the Utah and Vegas players. So very interesting to note there. So let's see here, a nice pass by Hanifin. Anderson got it, and he took a nice shot. It went right, I think that went right into his glove. It might have actually hit his helmet, but either way, Vejmelka was able to get it, and the Vegas Golden Knights were able to take the lead. So let's see what happened. The Vegas Golden Knights were able to get offensive zone faceoff draw here, or defensive zone faceoff draw after offensive zone faceoff draw after a stop from Kirill Vejmelka. So Vegas has it. Eichel loses the draw. Utah recovers. Marino's got behind his own net. Looking for some sort of a lane. Gets it to Sergachev. Gets it back to Marino. Or gets the Cole back to Marino. Marino trying for a pass in front. And a nice intercept there from Vegas. 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the first as Vegas enters the offensive zone. Eichel. He's got Stone and Barbashev in front. Tries to get to Barbashev, but it's intercepted. Stone's got it. Trying to get it back down to Eichel and fighting for it in the corner. Utah does get it, and the Utah players are able to get it out. 1 minute left in the second period for the Utah Mammoth and the Vegas Golden Knights. Cooley dumps it down, gets it to Gunther, who loops around the boards, trying to get someone there. Cooley cannot get there. A nice play from Stone, trying to feed Barbashev, but he can't. Now Barbashev does have it. Barbashev along the wing, to the point. Eichel, back to Barbashev. Too many sticks in front. He couldn't dangle around them. And now Vegas pass goes all the way down the ice with 30 seconds left in the second period. 29, 28, 27 as Vegas is behind their own net. Nice stretch feed try, but Utah's able to pick it off. Vegas does get back. Puck goes behind the Utah goal. And now Vegas in the corner to Utah. And Vegas is able to get it and just below their own blue line, tries to get back in. They do. There's only 10 seconds left. Utah has the puck in their own zone, tries for a pass out. They do, but Vegas intercepts it with a few seconds left, and that's going to do it. Vegas is able to finish it off in the offensive zone. Nothing doing. We are in intermission, folks, and the Vegas Golden Knights and Utah Mammoth are tied at 2 apiece. So very interesting to note there. We will be changing this to now being back into intermission. And that is good. So it is intermission between Vegas and Utah. And let's see. Hold on. Okay, so very good stuff there. Once again, we are in intermission, so you are not missing anything. We will be in intermission for the next about 18-ish minutes. So we'll be checking in on the Avs-Kings game as we await the finish to the intermission. So we do have this here. Once again, they're just showing some highlights from this Utah-Vegas game and the Colorado-Los Angeles game. I'm guessing there's a stoppage in play. Once again, just a beautiful play from Yamamoto to get to Gunther, who rocketed one. Like, I think he was a 40-goal scorer this year. So, like, Gunther, I think, is a guy who can eventually put up 50 goals for the Utah Mammoth. Like, I think Vancouver is really getting trained for Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Connor Garland with what the Arizona Coyotes at that point, and now the Utah Mammoth have in Dylan Gunther. So very interesting note there. They're also showing the Barbashev goal in the Colorado stream. So very interesting note there. Just Barbashev is making some very fancy plays. He just was not able to put one in the net, and now he's able to put one in the net. So far, Barbashev and Stone have scored for the Vegas Golden Knights, and for the Utah Mammoth, the Gunther and Uyghur have scored for them, and it's a 2-2 game. So we shall see who winds up getting the lead in the third period. It's been a very interesting game. Not very many power play opportunities. Well, there's been a lot of power play opportunities, but there's been not very many power play goals and things like that. So not a ton here. They're just talking Dylan Gunther on the stream here for Los Angeles, Colorado. So I'm guessing there's a stoppage in play between the Kings and the Avs. So very interesting out there. I think it's still scoreless, but we shall see in a minute or two here. So once again, they're just talking to Dylan Gunther, who did score his first career playoff goal earlier in the game. So really good stuff there. Once again, there's a couple of Utah fans they're just looking at there after a really solid game there so far from Utah and Vegas. Once again, you're in intermission right now. You're not missing a thing. There's going to be a couple of minutes, probably about another 15 minutes left in intermission, and then we're going to be right back for the third period. So once again, I'm not going to leave you guys or anything, but we are going to see how the Colorado-Los Angeles game is going. So we shall wait and see on that. Just try and check out to see how Colorado-Los Angeles is going. Once again, it looks like they're just in the intermission for Vegas and Utah, talking to Gunther. So very interesting to note there. Let's see. So once again, until we get the Colorado-Los Angeles feedback up, if you are just joining in, earlier games today, the Tampa Bay Lightning overcame a 2-1 deficit in the third period to take out the Montreal Canadiens 3-2 in overtime. So that was really good there for the Tampa Bay Lightning. A massive monumental win. J.J. Moser got the overtime winner, which was huge because if the Bolts had gone to Montreal down 2-0, I don't know if they would have been able to win that series. But the fact that they got that win is huge, and they might still have a shot. I picked Tampa in 7, so that pick's starting to look pretty good. Looks like, there was a glass panel that broke behind the LA bench. So it looks like they're having like a TV timeout here. There's still 16 minutes left in the second period between Colorado and Los Angeles. That's weird. You never usually see that happen. I'm not sure if there's a puck or if it was just the fans. But it seems like the board behind the Los Angeles bench collapsed, like the glass behind the Los Angeles bench collapsed. So they're just trying to fix that right now. So that's a stoppage between LA and Colorado. That's why they were on the Vegas-Utah stream. So very interesting to note there. Looks like they're trying to get that cleared up. Once again, I am going to be streaming the Colorado-Los Angeles game 3 on Thursday. So if you guys want to check that out, check it out. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. So a slight bit later than the Vegas-Utah stream today. But once again, we're going to be doing another later on sort of live stream for the next one. So very interesting note there. I'm just going to move this over here for a second so I can charge this while we are in intermission. So once again, both games are in stoppages right now, so not really much to do at this point. So we do have 3 games tomorrow. I'm not streaming any of them. I'm going to take a little bit of a day off after doing my first 2 play-by-plays over the past 2 days. But we do have 3 very interesting games tomorrow. The first one is going to be Pennsylvania Battle Part 3, as we have Game 3 between the Pennsylvania teams. The Flyers take on the Penguins, this time in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is going to be trying to go up 3-0 with a chance to sweep Pittsburgh, I think, over on Saturday, because I think they're going to get an extra day off as well. So that's going to be a very interesting game. It's the only early game tomorrow, so it's going to be the one that everyone has their eyes on. So that'll be a very interesting game to see who wins, Philadelphia or Pittsburgh. In the later portions of the evening, at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time, you'll have Dallas take on Minnesota. That's going to be a great game. It's going to be in Minnesota. Both teams are going to be looking for that 2-1 series advantage. I think Minnesota can do it. I think Minnesota can win both games in Minnesota. So it'll be interesting to see which team does wind up getting that victory, whether it's the Minnesota Wild or the Los Angeles Kings or the Dallas Stars. And then later tomorrow at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, we have Game 2 between Edmonton and Anaheim. Now, that's an interesting game. If you guys saw last night's game between Edmonton and Anaheim, boy, was it entertaining. The Oilers got the opening goal. Then the Oilers got the opening 2 goals from Dickinson and Kapanen. Then the Ducks scored 3 second-period goals, 2 from Troy Terry, 1 from Leo Carlsson, which was able to give the Ducks a 3-2 lead entering the third period. And then in the third period, Dickinson and Kapanen scored again to give the Edmonton Oilers the 4-3 lead, and that last one was Kapanen's with just about 2 minutes left, and it got them the win. So you know what? Edmonton has been very resilient coming back. I don't like Edmonton personally, given the fact I'm a Knights and a Kraken fan, and the Oilers just keep on going to the Stanley Cup final. So I don't want the Oilers to do very much. I liked what Anaheim did, but they're going to have to keep a lead if they're going to want to win that series. We saw what happened with Los Angeles last year. They had great first periods, great second periods, but their inability to hold to a lead helped them just lose in Game 6 last year against the Oilers. Now, the Panthers were a lot more stingy of a defensive team, so we shall wait and see how that goes. If the Edmonton takes a 2-0 series lead into Anaheim and liking their chances, if the Ducks are able to earn the split heading back to Anaheim, Anaheim might be able to earn the if Anaheim earns the split, is what I'm trying to say. I think they have a good chance, especially going back to Anaheim. But I do think it'll be very interesting to see if the Ducks or the Oilers wind up winning tomorrow. So you got 3 extraordinarily interesting games between the Ducks and Oilers, between the Wild and Stars, and between the Penguins and Flyers tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we do have 3 more very interesting games. Let me just double check something here. Let me just double check the schedule so I'm not mistaken anything. So on Thursday, we have 2 early games and 1 evening game. So the 1 evening game is the one I'm streaming between Colorado and Los Angeles. Then there are 2 early games on that day, which is going to be Boston Buffalo and Carolina Ottawa. So the Bruins and Sabres are both going to be looking for the 2-1 series leads on Thursday, which will be very, very interesting. And then the Carolina Hurricanes and Ottawa Senators are also playing on Thursday. The Senators are going to be looking for their first win of the series, and they're trying to crawl their way back on home ice, while Carolina is going to be looking for the 3-0 series lead on the road to try and take advantage and potentially sweep the Senators on, I think, Saturday or Sunday. So very interesting there. And then, of course, we're going to be covering the Colorado-Los Angeles 8 p.m. Mountain Time game. Once again, we'll see how tonight's game goes. It could be a Los Angeles Kings Colorado Avalanche 1-1 series entering that game, or the Avalanche could be a winning Game 3 and then being a win away from sweeping the series. So once again, we shall see how that game goes later tonight. Once again, they are still in the not intermission, but in the stoppage because of the broken pane of glass behind the Los Angeles bench at Ball Arena. So very interesting to know there. Once again, you're not missing anything. We are in intermission between the Utah Mammoth and the Vegas Golden Knights. So we will just keep it going here. Hold on a minute here, guys. We'll see if Utah Vegas is back. And they are still in intermission. So they're just recapping some of the Tampa Montreal highlights, which was very interesting. I didn't catch much of that game, but Montreal was actually looking pretty dang good. And then Tampa tied it with about 5-6 minutes left, I think it was, and then won it, I think, about 12-13 minutes into overtime. So that was a pretty dang good game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning, and it's a 1-1 game. So once again, we shall see what happens there. Boston just absolutely ran through Buffalo. Buffalo got a couple of late goals, trying to make it interesting for the second consecutive game, but yeah, it was all Boston in that one. The rest of the game just in the intermission between the Golden Knights and the Mammoth, so you were not missing anything. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on who, after the first 3.5 days, 3.5 days of game action, who would be your Stanley Cup favorites early on? I still think Minnesota is going to go far and win the Stanley Cup. They have been my pick since the preseason. I've liked their first two games against Dallas. I think they can go far. I have said that all season long. Once again, from the Eastern Conference, Montreal's looked pretty good early on. I think they could go to the Cup, but Buffalo's looked a little bit shaky. So I don't know if they're going to be Cup material like I originally thought, them coming out of the East. They have looked a little bit shaky against Boston, which was a concern I had. If Boston gets a lead and Swayman shuts them down, Boston can win a couple of games. So once again, it's a 1-1 series. I'm not going to say it's one or the other way, but I am a little bit concerned about how Buffalo's played early on. Utah Vegas, I expect this to be a close game. It is again. It is today. I think that series is going to be very close. 6 or 7 game series. Philadelphia, they've had close games, but they have dominated Pittsburgh, especially in the game I streamed yesterday. Like they completely took down the Pittsburgh Penguins. So I think I might be wrong on that one. Carolina's look pretty dominant, even though they're once again in very close games. The two Metro series have actually been pretty close all around. All the Eastern series is actually pretty close. Boston was basically a blowout today, being up 4-0. But besides that, like Buffalo winning 5-4-3 in basically the later stages of the third period. Both Tampa and Montreal gone to overtime. Carolina won 2-0. They won 3-2 in double overtime. Philadelphia won 3-2. Philadelphia won 3-0. They've all been pretty dang close games in the Eastern Conference. You had the blowouts between Minnesota and Dallas. Utah Vegas game one was pretty close. Edmonton Anaheim game one was pretty close. Colorado Los Angeles. So we actually had a pretty decent amount of really close games. Besides maybe Minnesota's game one win, today's Boston win over Buffalo, and maybe to some extent yesterday's Philadelphia win. So besides a couple of games, there have actually been some really good games and some really tight affairs. So we should once again wait and see. We are still in intermission in Utah Vegas. Colorado, Los Angeles looks like just about to get back underway. So we shall see 16:48 left. So it looks like they're just getting back underway after a pane of glass broke behind the Los Angeles Kings bench that caused a delay. So Vegas, Utah is almost out of the first period, out of the second intermission. And Colorado, Los Angeles has not even started. We reached the halfway point of the second period. So I think with that stoppage, Colorado, Los Angeles are going to be finishing quite a few ways after what their original timeline was. So once again, they're all trying to get Los Angeles back into the bench now. It looks like they're about to start the game again. So once again, we'll try and keep tabs on the Colorado, Los Angeles scoreline as we go with the Utah Vegas game, which should be starting potentially in the next 5-ish minutes. So very interesting to note there. So we shall wait and see on that. Once again, there's still 16 minutes and 48 seconds left in the second period for that Avalanche Kings game. So that's going to be interesting. And once again, we should be back in the very near future for the Utah Vegas one, about 5 minutes. So we'll just double check that that's still accurate. Let's see here, Utah Vegas. Once again, they're still trying to prep the bench for Los Angeles. So once again, still just trying to, and yep, they're still in commercial break. So once again, we're probably not going to have any other games to look to on Thursday, because the only game that I'm going to be streaming is going to be the last game of the day, the only last game of the day. We will be able to keep tabs on the third game in this series on Friday when we're doing the Edmonton Anaheim game. So that's going to be interesting. I think Tampa Montreal plays in the afternoon, and then it's Vegas, Utah, and LA Colorado at night, or Edmonton Anaheim at night on Friday. So that's going to be very interesting. Once again, if you guys are still watching and you haven't left for intermission yet, leave a comment down below, leave a chat, who you think is going to win the Stanley Cup, and which series that you think has been the best so far. Is it Utah Vegas, Tampa Montreal, Edmonton Anaheim with their first game, Colorado Buffalo, or Buffalo Boston, Dallas Minnesota? Love to hear your guys' thoughts down in the chats. Which series has been the most entertaining for you? They're once again just recapping some of the earlier games on the Sportsnet stuff. So once again, yeah, just the live feed here on the TV. They're just recapping the Boston-Buffalo game. Boston had a great game earlier today, destroying Buffalo, and this time Buffalo couldn't mount a crazy comeback. So very interesting to note there. Let us see. Once again, it's just showing the dressing room here as they're about to get back into game action between Utah and Vegas. So once again, we're going back to another commercial break. But let's see if Colorado and LA is still in commercial break. Let's see about that game. And it's looking like they're starting to get players back on the bench. Oh, they are back into game action between Los Angeles and Colorado. So that's great. Let's see. Let's put this back here for a second. So Colorado's on a power play. There's now 16:40 left in the second period. We'll stay here for a couple of seconds, then we'll go back to Utah Vegas. McKinnon, offensive zone, Landeskog trying to do something, and it looks like there's a stoppage. Might have been like an offside or something. So stoppage here between Colorado and Los Angeles. Maybe a penalty or some sorts. But either way, the game is back on between Colorado and Los Angeles. There is a penalty, and let's see, it's 2 minutes on I think McKinnon. I think McKinnon's going to the box. It might be like an interference call or something. Let's see, McKinnon. Oh yeah, it might be an interference call on Alex Laferriere. Oh, Nathan McKinnon hitting Alex Laferriere. So McKinnon to the box, 4-on-4, four side. 4 minute and a half between Colorado and Los Angeles. Once again, we'll be getting back to Vegas, Utah in the nick of time. But very interesting to note there. Once again, Laferriere is going back to the bench. So very interesting to note there. And we shall be back up with Utah and Vegas in the very near future. So a little more space here, but one of the best 4-on-4 players in potentially hockey, and Nathan McKinnon is off of the ice. So very interesting to note there. Colorado players are just huddling up, trying to figure out how to do things. Once again, four aside. So it's Nelson, Natchez, Makar, and Tays out there against Panarin, Byfield, Doughty, and Dumoulin. So 4-on-4, four aside. And Nelson wins the puck from Byfield. Makar gets it to Tays. Tays behind his own net. Back to Makar. Makar trying to find some sort of a lane. Gets it to Speedy Natchez. He is streaking down the wing. Stops up, tries to do a little bit of a spin move, but can't. LA's going to regain possession. Doughty to Dumoulin. Dumoulin is going to skate past the red line. Nice try for Dumoulin, trying to get a little bit of a chip deke over there, but cannot. Colorado gets possession again. And Colorado, Natchez with a nice pickup there. Natchez around his own blue line, trying to get it, and he gets it back to Makar. Makar is going to loop back around, try and find some sort of a pass, and he does to Devin Taves. Taves back in his own net back behind his own net with 50 seconds left, gets it to Natchez. And Natchez picking up steam, enters the neutral zone, enters the LA zone. Natchez into the offensive zone, tries to get back. Colorado making a nice line change. Malinsky has it. Back to Natchez! And I think that one was blocked. And Colorado is able to keep in the offensive zone. Colorado is able to keep it. Laferriere gets it to one of his teammates. And Los Angeles is going to loop back around. And Los Angeles is going to be able to keep the puck. Really good stuff there. Kempe's got it. Kempe into the offensive zone to Laferriere. Across. And Laferriere is not able to get it. Across, a nice tip in front by Laferriere off the shot from, I think that was Brant Clark. But no goal there. Wedgwood with a nice stop. And we're going to head back to the Vegas-Utah game as that one should be back on their way by now. Let's see. So Vegas-Utah, I think they're on the last commercial break before they go back. Yeah, it looks like they're going back to Vegas now. So we're getting back here. Let's change this just before it starts the third period. And let's change this to the third period. And now we are entering the third period. Let's just arrange this right here so it's in the middle. And that should be good. So great stuff there. We're now in the third period. And it is 2-2 between Utah and Vegas. So we shall wait and see what that. And actually, wait, before I start this, I should change this back to the second period for Colorado Los Angeles because that's where it is right now. They're getting ready for puck drop between the Knights and the Mammoth for period 3. They're just showing you the commentators right now. Once again, let's see here. So the second period. So good stuff there between Colorado and Los Angeles. So really good stuff there. Let's see. Thank you guys all for tuning in. I appreciate it. We've had a very interesting and entertaining game here between the Colorado and Los Angeles, between Vegas and Utah. Good back and forth game. Power plays, a couple of options, but once again, only one power play goal to Vegas in the face-off dot. And once again, they're going to do it again. Schmalls out there against Eichel, and Eichel is able to win it, but Utah does get possession of the puck. Sergachev back across to Uyghur, a little bit too out of his reach, but he does chop it away back to Schmalls, and the puck goes back down the ice. Vegas around their own net. Anderson's got it. Rasmus Anderson across, passes it. Nice play to Hanifin on the wing, and Hanifin cannot get it. Carcioni lips it around, or that's Uyghur actually. Nice shot from Vegas, but it was blocked. Stays in the corner. Vegas trying to get possession of the puck. Utah in the corner against them. Schmalls is trying to find some sort of a passing lane to Kraus, and Uyghur can't. Vegas is going to gain possession in their own zone. Hanifin down 2-1 after second period in game 1 and scored 3 unanswered. So Vegas does have a really lethal third period, and we'll see if they're able to do it. Puck back in the Utah zone. Vegas has it and tries to get it back to one of the streaking Knights players. Cannot. Gunther in the corner. Nice play, but once again, too many Utah sticks. Vegas can't get it. Howden trying to find some sort of a lane here. Gets it to Dorofeev. Dorofeev back to Howden. Howden trying to get some sort of a passing lane. Marner tries to get it now, loops it back around to the other side, and McNabb cannot keep the puck. And now Logan Cooley, I think, is chasing after him. Or Yamamoto, actually, is chasing after him. Theodore is able to get it, and he's going to wait for line changes behind his own nets. So very interesting note there. Vegas is going to get it, and a nice job there. Utah is going to get it, and Cision's got it. Cisions across. They dump it back into the Utah zone where Dursey is able to get possession, but now Vegas gets it. This might be an all-man rush here for Vegas. Shot on Dowd went around. He could not get a shot away. Vegas is able to keep it in, though. Behind the net, I think that's Dowd again against Ian Cole. Kerfoot joins the scrum and behind there along with Cole Smith. All of them trying to fight for that loose puck. I think it's behind one of the Utah or Vegas players' skates. They're still fighting for it behind the net. It does come loose, and Carcioni gets it down the wall. Peterka trying to go after it, but cannot. Vegas gets it back in the neutral zone. Tipped in front. Dowd's got it. Trying to get something there, but cannot. Uyghur behind the net. Kolesar is going to take him off the puck. Back to the point. Kolesar gets it back. Kolesar tries to get it back deep in, and he does. Cole to Uyghur. He misplayed the puck, and that was an interception by Vegas. Smith. To the point, shot, Korzak, stop, rebound, and Vegas can't put it home. Loose in front, and it goes along the crease. Vegas gets it again to the point. Shot by Lausanne, and that one goes wide. Back to the point, Lausanne's got it, across to Korzak, Korzak to Smith, Smith, shots, and it's behind the net. Missed shot there from Smith. And Kolesar trying to hound the puck there. Gets it back to the point, but it's a missed pass, and the puck goes out of the zone. A much-needed change here for the Utah Mammoth. 17 minutes left in the third period. It's still 2-2 game. Puck goes back into the Utah zone. Smith trying to fight for it, and he does wind up getting to it, but Schmidt is able to body him off the puck. Still fighting for it in the corner. Vegas does get it. Vegas to the point. Anderson shot. Stopped. Rebound. And the puck goes behind the net. Vegas still has possession. I think that's Eichel out there. Eichel weaving around a couple of people, trying to keep the puck, and he does. He gets it below to Barbashev. Barbashev back to Eichel. Eichel cross. Shot! Stopped by Vejmelka. Nice stop with 16 and a half minutes left in the third period. A nice try from Riley Smith, who was still on the ice, and he could not put it past Karel Vejmelka. Once again, they're showing some of the highlights here. Dowd's opportunity here, trying to put it past Vejmelka, but he got taken down by one of the Utah players who was blocking the shot. And then right here, another nice stop here on Riley Smith by on Tomas Hertl by Karel Vejmelka. Some really good stops here, and once again, another nice stop on Riley Smith. So Vegas, once again, just like the last game, come out firing on all cylinders in the third period, but still a 2-2 game for the time being. Vegas does win the puck. Back to the point. Hanifin's got it. Passes it back down. Eichel loses the puck. This might be a break here for Gunther. Tries to chip it ahead, get around Hanifin. They go together in the boards. Gunther hits Hanifin. Vegas keeps possession. Anderson's got it to Barbashev, but he loses the puck. Utah's going to get back in their own zone and regain possession. Utah. Gunther's got it. Gunther cannot. And now Vegas is going to get it back in their own zone. And it's sent down the ice. Mihulka behind his net to play it, as Uyghur tries to reset things with 15:55 left in the third period. Utah gets it to Cooley. Cooley chips it ahead. Nice try for Utah. Could not hit Tanev. And now McNabb is able to recover possession. That was Stenlin, mind you, not Cooley. Vegas is able to get it. Theodore off the wall, gets the puck, tries to pass, gets back into the Vegas zone. Vegas sells possession. Vegas now streaking up the wing. Dorofiev. Utah gets it back. A nice chip, and it's right on Carter Hart, who passes it to Jeremy Lauzon with 15:25 left in the third period. Lauzon trying to get there and dumps it in from the red line. And now it's back in the Utah Vegas zone. Utah does get it. Utah trying to find something to go here. Jersey being chased by a couple of Vegas players is able to get to Kerfoot as he's still in his own zone. Kerfoot is going to pass it across. Nice pass there. And then it's dumped down. Paterka's got it to Kerfoot. Tries to get back across to Paterka. He does. Paterka around the net. Gets it to Carcioni. Carcioni tries to get in front, and it goes wide. But it says stay in the zone. Jersey has it. To shots. Stop. Rebound. Trying to fight for it. It's loose. And Utah can't get it. They still have it. They're bodied off the puck. And they're cleared by the Vegas Golden Knights. That's probably going to be icing. And it is not. Vegas actually beat Utah player to the icing. And now there's some rough stuff coming on behind the net, trying to fight for that loose puck. And Vegas and Utah go to the corner to try and fight for it. And they're still falling down out there. Vegas out to the front, and they can't hold it, but they do keep it in the zone. Vegas, Anderson, trying to shoot it, and it's stopped. And Utah's able to clear a zone. A nice play there from Utah. Almost a nice, great opportunity there from Vegas to take the lead, but everyone got tangled up behind the net. And now, is that a penalty, or is that just a puck over glass? I wonder what's the stoppage here. Hold on, guys. Let's see. Just give me a second here. Let's see. They're just showing some more of the highlights. A great stop from Michael Carcioni. The puck was loose in front. Kerfoot tried. Another nice stop from Carter Hart. And everyone was just loose in front. Sean Dursey racing for it, along with Colton Sessions. Sessions took down Dursey, and then no one could get up. Carcioni and Smith went into the fray, and no one could get up. And I think this is I think they were calling for puck over glass. I'm not sure if they got it. Let's see. And the puck did go up and out of play. This might be a penalty here. So very interesting note there. So, yeah, good to see you, Duran. Good to see you. Yeah, Los Angeles, they're having a good game so far, scoreless in the second period. We're keeping tabs on that game, too. I am a Knights fan, so I do disagree with you, but I wouldn't mind if Utah won either. So, once again, there's a power play. This is delay of game. Puck goes back down to Utah ice as there's a minute 50 left in the power play. Utah with a shot here to try and take the lead on a power play after the delay of game call on Rasmus Anderson. So Utah trying to get back out of their zone. Sergachev behind his own net gets it up to Cooley, and they have to go loop back around again at the center ice line. And they do get it in. Gunther back across, trying to get it. Keller gets it deep around the net, but Vegas is right there. They can't get it out. Sergachev, a shot, stopped, and Vegas does clear it this time. Just to the center ice line, but they do wind up clearing it. Utah with a minute 15 left in the power play, 13 and 13 left in the third period, and the puck goes right back into the Utah zone. So the power play has not been very effective besides Vegas' first power play of the game. And Utah with a minute left in the power play trying to reset a little bit here. Let's see. Utah's got it. It's a nice play from Schmalz. Trying to get right up in the middle. Schmalz dangles around a couple of people, loses the puck, but Gunther recovers. And now it's hit off the puck. I think that's Eichel trying to skate with Gunther, but Gunther does wind up keeping it. Gunther, nice play there. And they do wind up getting it. Schmalz to Keller. Keller across goalie! Stopped by Hart. And the puck goes around the side of the net. Back up. They got the point. Weegar. He's got it to Cooley, back to Weegar. Point shot, stopped by Carter Hart. Nice job. With 12:28 left in the third period and a very tightly contested 2-2 game and still 26 seconds left on the Utah power play. Once again, just showing some of the highlights here. A nice shot here from, I think it was Sergachev, and then a nice try from Gunther going short side, but could not. Another nice stop from Carter Hart, who was having himself a pretty good game. So really good stuff there. And then the Schmalz got to Keller, who got to Cooley, who laid into a shot. Another nice stop there from Hart, or actually I think that one just went wide. And then Weegar got to Gunther, who was stopped. So second unit comes on as the Utah Mammoth have a couple seconds left of power play time. Vegas clears it around the boards, and it takes a Vegas bounce and goes out of the zone. Utah's got it. And they're coming in. Utah back to... And Vegas is able to get back. They cleared down the ice. That should do it for the power play. 6 5, 4, and Utah's right around their own net. 3, 2, 1. Vegas goes off another power play, and we stay 2-2 game. 12 minutes left in the third period, and was a really interesting 2-2 game between Utah and Vegas. Vegas is going to have it. Barbashev has it, going on a little bit of a streaking goal here. Theodore back to Barbashev, across to Hanifin, across shots, stopped on Hanifin or Dorofeev by Vejmelka. Another nice stop. The goaltenders have been pretty good in this game. Shots are 23-17 Utah over Vegas. And it looks like we're going to go to a commercial break here. Another nice stop. Hanifin got to Dorofeev, but another nice stop by Kirill Vejmelka, who's having himself a pretty good game. So really good stuff there. Once again, commercial break, so you're not missing any action. There's about 12 minutes left in the game. I'm just going to really quickly go over here during the commercial break and see how Los Angeles and Colorado are doing. So we're going to see how that game's going right now. Let's see. It is still scoreless. So once again, whatever Los Angeles is doing, they are doing well because they're keeping Colorado off the score sheet. So Los Angeles, if they can just get some offense, they could do some really good damage against Colorado, but they can't find anything. Colorado in the offensive zone, and now the shots are 17-13, so the Kings seem to have made a push over the last 10 minutes, but still, it's a scoreless game. Colorado now has it into the offensive zone, and it's chipped down. McKinnon's got it. Shot, and there's another nice stop from Forsberg. Goes right down the ice. One of the Kings players is chasing one of the Colorado defenders, and Colorado is able to keep possession, but just for a second. Los Angeles trying to get that puck, and they are not going to be able to. Colorado's got it, and the LA Kings get back into the defensive zone for the Colorado Avalanche. Let's see. Colorado, and it looks like there is maybe a penalty or something like that being called here for Colorado. We'll see. Let's see what's happening here. There's a stoppage in play in the Colorado-Los Angeles game. Let's see. I don't know. There is a stoppage in play. It might have been for like offside or something. Let's see. What are they? It looks like it was. They're trying to see if there's another delay of game here between Colorado and Los Angeles, between Drury. Once again, I think that one was okay. The Avalanche players might also be calling for a penalty for an interference call. So I don't know exactly what's happening here, but there was a stoppage in play. So we'll wait and see how that game goes. Once again, that one is still in the second period because of lengthy stoppage for some glass that broke behind the Los Angeles bench. So once again, there is a lengthy stoppage in there, which is why that game is still going on so late. But we're back here, Utah, Vegas. Offensive zone face-off draw for Vegas, and they do wind up winning. It's Utah. It's going to get the puck back in their defensive zone. Utah, nice pass out, and try to chop it to one of the Utah players, but could not. Now let's see who's got it here. It's Cooley, who stretches it, cannot. Smith got in the way. Utah's going to get the puck back, though. Durzee's got it. He dumps it in. Nice tip from Gunther, and Vegas is going to go back to get it. Vegas does get it, and Vegas is going to try and hold the line here in the offensive zone. They're going to say offside with 11:08 left in the third period. So neutral zone face-off draw just outside the Utah blue line. It's going to be coming up between Vegas and Utah. So once again, just another stoppage in play here. So let's see. There are 30 viewers in the chat. So once again, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. This is not my first live stream. It was last night when I did the play-by-play for Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and we will have some future live streams. The current scheduled ones are going to be on Thursday and Friday this week at 8 p.m. Mountain Time for the Colorado-Los Angeles game and the Edmonton-Anaheim game. So if you can, check those out. I'd really do appreciate that. But we're back here with just over 10 minutes left in the third period in what has been a very entertaining game between the Utah Mammoth and the Vegas Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there. Cooley's got it. He dumps it down the ice. Or Stellan's got it. He dumps it down the ice. Vegas is not able to get possession. Utah dumps it back down the ice. Now Vegas has possession, dumps it back into the Utah zone, and Schmidt's going to be able to get it. Nice pass. Utah does get it, dumps down to the Vegas zone. Once again, they're just playing dump and chase game right now for both sides. Along the wall, just behind Carter Hart, the far side of your screen, Vegas now has it, and a nice chip deke here. Kolasar's got it, tries to center it. It goes off of a Utah player right to Vejmelka, and now there's some more rough stuff happening in front of Kirill Vejmelka with 10.5 minutes left in the third period. So very interesting to note there. Once again, I do appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Once again, we'll see where this face-off is going to come. But once again, just some more rough stuff happening in front of Kirill Vejmelka. Another nice pass from Kolesar with Marino right beside him. And once again, that pass was intended for Jeremy Lauzon, but went off of Nate Schmidt and just was caught by Kirill Vejmelka. So once again, not really anything to worry about there. But once again, because Lauzon sort of gave him a snow shower, Utah players took exception to that. So very interesting note there. Another face off just to the outside of Kirill Vejmelka, to the, I think, left side of him. I haven't seen the face off dot yet. To the left side of Kirill Vejmelka. Barbashev against Kerfoot, and the Utah Mammoth are going to get the puck back. And now Marino gets it. Passes it out. Kraus is going to get the puck. It goes back to Utah's zone, but they do get it. And now Keller feeds it to Schmalz. Oh, it's just out of his reach. That was almost a 2-on-1 for Utah. Vegas is able to get it back. Utah keeps it in the zone. Nice play. Kraus trying to keep a player off the puck. And he does get it back to Keller. Keller to Kraus. Shot stopped by Hart. Loose puck in front, but Vegas does get it. Vegas is going to be able to dump it down. And Barbashev was in the way, but Utah does gain possession. And Uyghur gets it back to Sergachev, who dumps it back out the zones. Anderson gets it down with 9:40 left in the third period, and a 2-2 tie between Utah and Vegas. Along the far wall, Vegas does get it. There's a Vegas player down on the far wall, and Utah's able to get it back. Kerfoot dumps it down, and they are able to get it out. Utah coming in with possession. Peterka streaking down the wing, stops up, passes it, shot, stopped by Carter Hart. Another great stop from Hart, and now some more pushing and shoving on the Vegas side of the ice. Some very interesting action here. Nice stop from Carter Hart in a 2-2 game between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Utah Mammoth. So very interesting note there. There's 9:22 left in the third period. So we're under the 10-minute mark of the third period. Looks like we're going to go to commercial break in what is a 2-2 tie between the Utah Mammoth and the Vegas Golden Knights. So once again, with it being in commercial break, just really quickly here, going to check on Colorado, Los Angeles, see how that game's going on. It'll be very interesting to see how that one's doing. Once again, they're just showing highlights of Kopitar's last regular season game in Los Angeles a week or two ago. So once again, they are going back to Los Angeles for Game 3. So Kopitar will play a couple more playoff games in Los Angeles at least, a game which I will be covering on Thursday. Once again, it's still scoreless between Los Angeles and Colorado with 5.5 minutes left in the second period. So very interesting to note they're just showing some of Kopitar's stats in his playoff career, which are amongst the top in Los Angeles franchise history. So very interesting to note there. They're about to drop the puck just outside, I think, Wedgwood zone, yes, so to the left of Wedgwood with 5.5 left in the second period, and still a scoreless game between Los Angeles and Colorado. So once again, that game will probably be going on a lot longer than the Vegas-Utah game because of the long stoppage. Colorado does have it in the offensive zone. Shot stopped by the Los Angeles keeper, Forsberg, who's been doing brilliant apparently in this game. Colorado keeps the zone only for a second. Los Angeles is able to get it. Colorado is able to move it down to the offensive zone. Nice try. Colorado still has at the point. Nice moves from, I think, McKinnon shots. It does go around. One of the LA players lost a stop, and Forsberg made a stop. One of the Los Angeles players lost a skate blade or something like that, and it was a nice stop from Forsberg. Now, LA has it in the offensive zone. To Kempe. Tries to get across. Nice stop on Wedgwood. So once again, still scoreless between Colorado and Los Angeles. We'll head back over. 3-on-1 Colorado. 3-on-1. Pass shot. How the heck did Forsberg make that save? 3-on-1 for Colorado, and they can't put the puck past Forsberg. I'm telling you, Forsberg's been brilliant. If that LA Kings offense could just wake the freak up, that team could do a lot of damage, but they can't get any sort of offense going. We're back here in the Vegas-Utah game with 9:22 left in the third period, and still a very interesting game. Yamamoto. He's got it across the Schmalz. Stop. It's loose in front. Puck goes to the blue line and goes out of the zone. Very lucky break there for Vegas. 9:13 left in the third period. 2-2 game. Utah is able to get back down deep. It'll be an icing call against Utah with 9:07 left in the third period. So very interesting to note there. So let's see how this one's going to go. Once again, they're just Talking about Edmonton, Anaheim tomorrow, game 2. Once again, I will not be streaming any games tomorrow, but there are going to be a couple of very interesting ones that are going to be going on. So tomorrow, my schedule is probably just going to be a game recap for all the games that happened today, maybe a fan reaction. Probably that's all we're going to be doing tomorrow. We'll probably have power rankings on Thursday morning before our stream between Colorado and Los Angeles, so definitely check that out. We're back here. Vegas won the draw. They have in the offensive zone, trying to make some interesting things. Shots on goal are currently 26-18 Utah as the puck goes back into the Utah zone, and they get it. So Utah has been having some pretty good shots. Hart has once again had to be fantastic. Pass, shot, and another nice stop from Carter Hart. That's probably going to go up to 27 shots. Uyghur tried to get to Sergachev but could not. And maybe a little bit of a break here for Vegas. Trying to get it. Nice pass. Eichel can't handle the puck, but he does get possession. Eichel across, and the puck, they do get it. Hannafin shot, stopped, and the puck goes to the back to the Vegas blue line as Vegas is going to recover. 8.5 left in the third period, and a 2-2 tie. Utah against Vegas. Utah, Carcioni's got it to Marino, and Marino to Theodore. Theodore, he's going to intercept it. Shots, stopped. Another nice stop from Kirill Melka. McNabb gets it behind the net. Smith fighting for it, as is Dorofiev, and the Utah Mammoths are able to recover. Cooley's got it. Tries a stretch feed, and he is able to get it, but only for a little bit. Carcioni and a couple of Knights players fighting in the corner, and Vegas is able to get it back. Dorofiev gets it across, and now Smith gets it, who dumps it down to the Utah end. 7:49 left in the third period. Utah's now got it. Utah trying to get something going here. Peterka dumps it down, dump and chase again. Utah is going, the puck goes up and falls down in center ice. Vegas has it, but they're just going to dump it down the ice as it was 1-on-3, and Utah gets possession back with 7.5 left in the third period. Once again, nice stretch feed. Utah does have it in the offensive zone, trying to get some sort of a passing play here. And they do shot. Stop by Hart. Short side stop. Once again, they do get it, though. Gunther. And he's going to lose the puck. Potentially a 3-on-2 break here for Vegas. And too many Utah players in front of them. They're just going to dump it down the ice with 7 minutes left in the third period. Schmidt's got it. Schmidt to one of his Utah teammates, I think that's Keller, is going to loop back around, gets it across. Schmalz, it's offside, so Vegas has to. So Utah had to take up. They weren't able to. It's going to be an offensive zone faceoff or neutral zone faceoff draw just outside the Vegas blue line for the Mammoth and the Golden Knights. Just showing some more of the highlights. A nice tip from Clayton Keller, but he was not able to put the puck past Carter Hart. So very interesting to know there. Let's see what else. Keller, 2 shots in the game, 2 shots in the game, and I got a couple other stats. I couldn't read that. So very interesting note there, but Keller has been pretty good. I don't think he has a goal yet. Cooley scored the first one, then it was Stenlin, and then today you have Gunther and Uyghur. So yeah, Keller has not scored so far in the playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see when his first goal comes. Utah does have it in the offensive zone. Vegas tries to clear it, they do, but only to the red line. Utah is able to get it back. Krause has to take up because there's another Utah player in the offensive zone, and now they do take up. Utah, Krause is able to get it, and Vegas is able to get it back. Interception by Schmalz, but they once again have to take up. Puck goes back into the Utah zone with 6.5 left in the third period. So very interesting to note there. 6:20 left in the game, and well, in the third period, potentially the game. But Utah's able to get back up here along the wall, fighting for it. Vegas is able to recover in the defensive zone, gets it back into the Utah zone where Utah recovers, and now Utah has a couple of Vegas players attacking them. Utah's able to get it. Nice backhand pass here to Gunther, who's streaking down. Gunther trying to get another goal. Shoots. Stopped by Hart. Rebound. Score. Hey, it's made the game. 3-2. Logan Cooley. Beautiful goal. Gunther tried to put it home. He could not. Logan Cooley gets the equalizer, or gets the advantage goal. Cooley and the Utah Mammoths are up 3-2. What a beautiful goal. Cooley has 2 goals in 2 career playoff games. What a beautiful stuff. Gunther came down the left side, tried to shoot it. The puck was there, and Hart could not get his pad down in time. A beautiful pass, backhand pass here from Yamamoto. Gunther drives the net. An initial save, great stop from Hart, but he could not hold the rebound. Cooley gets the puck, and now Utah's up 3-2 with 6.5 left in the game. A huge goal there. The young guys have come to play for the Utah Mammoth, and a nice follow-up play there from Logan Cooley. Utah has now taken a 3-2 lead. So let's get this changed up here. The game has started again. Hold on a minute here, guys. Let me try and get this switched up quickly here. Now there's another stoppage in place, so don't really have to rush. Let's see. Okay. And now we are back. So very interesting note there, but the Utah Mammoth are up 3-2 on the Vegas Golden Knights. Commercial break, just over 5 minutes left in this game with Utah up 3-2 on Vegas. So this is going to be a very interesting conclusion to this game. Once again, it isn't commercial, so you're not missing anything. We are going to go just really quickly here, see if the Colorado LA game has had any score change. Nope, they're just about to end the second period in a scoreless game right now. Let's see, Colorado is driving up the wing with 30 seconds left in the second period. Let's see, Nichushkin tries to get across, cannot. Colorado's got there, trying to get it to the point. Cannot. Laferriere is going to be able to send it down back into the neutral zone with 20 seconds left. This might be scoreless going into the third period between Colorado and Los Angeles. Maybe not. Shot. Another block. So very good stuff there for Colorado. There's 10 seconds left in the second period between the Avs and the Kings. Shot goes behind the goal line. Taith has it with 3 seconds left. Once again, they're just passing one, and that's going to do it. So Colorado, Los Angeles, scoreless heading into the intermission for the third period. So that will probably start in about 20 minutes. So once again, because of the stoppage, that game's going to be way behind this game, which has already got 5 minutes left in the third period. So very interesting note there. Like I said, Colorado has been able to do some very interesting thing. Like Los Angeles has been able to do some very good stuff defensively. They just can't find their offensive mojo. I mean, if they could find their offensive mojo, this could be a 1 or 2-0 win for Los Angeles if they can get a 1 or 2 pucks past Scott Wedgwood. So it'll be interesting to see how that game finishes. Probably not going to stay on the stream until see how that game finishes, but I do suggest you guys wind up staying up and figuring out what that final score was. But they're just showing the goal again. Gunther drives the net, and then Cooley is able to finish it off on the rebound as the Utah Mammoth are able to nab ahead, and they got a huge lead there for Utah. A huge goal with 6.5 left, so now Vegas is going to have to try and tie the thing back up. And once they reach the 2-3 minute mark, if it's still a 1-goal game, you got to think Vegas is going to pull the goaltender, especially with how aggressive Vegas is. So we shall wait and see on that, but that was a huge goal from Logan Cooley to give them the lead. So once again, they're just showing the highlights here. Cooley, 10 goals, including a game-winning goal in the last 9 games versus Vegas. So Logan Cooley loves to play against the Vegas Golden Knights. 5:47 left in this game. Vegas has in the defensive zone. They're going to have to start pushing. Vegas has it. Nice pass. They trying to get offensive zone entry. Cannot. Utah gets the puck. And Kerfoot trying to fight for it along the wall. And Utah's able to get it. Utah, nice try, and Vegas is able to hold on to it. Utah does get possession of the puck, though. Carcioni, nice pass here. There might be a little bit of a break here for Kerfoot. He can't, but he does get it back to Dursey, who gets it back to Kerfoot, or Cooley, actually, that is. And Theodore gets it up, and the Vegas Golden Knights get out of the zone. 5:15 left in the third period, and a 3-2 Utah lead. Cooley tips it down. Gunther back to Cooley. Cooley cannot keep the puck in the own zone, but now he does. Weegar tries a shot, goes wide. Vegas is able to regain possession. Eichel to Stone. And now the puck goes back into the defensive zone for Utah. And they do get the puck back. Gunther, another nice play. Might be a 2-on-1 break. Gunther across. Yamamoto! And he put it wide. A nice try for Yamamoto. There's 4:47 left. Utah, another nice try. Vegas can't keep the puck. They do turn it over. Utah clears it back down the ice. And Hannafin has to try and reset. Hannafin just in front of his own net, trying to stay away from the net. Utah player, he does, and they just chip it down. Utah's going to get the puck back right behind their own zone. Marino's got it now. John Marino across to, I think that's Ian Cole. They dump it down. Once again, Utah chases. Utah's content to just dump and chase at this point. Vegas trying to push up the ice again. Vejmelka gets it to one of his defenders, and the puck once again goes out of the zone. 4 minutes left in the scoreboard. 4 more minutes left, so very interesting to note there in the game. Let's see if Vegas is able to tie this thing up. Another nice try for Utah. For Vegas, Utah knocks him off the puck. Another nice chip deke here, and Carcioni trying to get it. He's locked up in the corner along with Dowd. There's a whole bunch of players chasing for it, and it comes free to Utah. Utah trying to get the puck back. Kerfoot's got it, and now goes back to Vegas' end. 3:39 left. Still a 3-2 game. Let's see. Point shot, fake shot from Sergachev. Now he shoots it, stopped by Hart. Anderson's got it. He's going to try and get it out. He cannot. Utah's going to hold the line. Now Vegas gets it. 3.5 minutes left. They're going to have to start thinking about pulling the goalie. McNabb's got it back to Theodore, or maybe that's Anderson. Back to McNabb. McNabb trying to loop around. He gets it back to Anderson. Anderson tries to get it to Decisions. He can't. Utah's going to stay, and they're going to just chip the puck down again. Vegas is going to get the puck possession again, but 3 minutes left in the third period. 3-2 Utah over the Vegas Golden Knights. Utah trying to get it back there. Let's see. And another nice stop there from Vemelka. So good stuff there. Once again, another stoppage in play with 2:51 left in the third period, and 3-2 Utah lead over the Vegas Golden Knights. So we're going to go back to commercial break here. Gunther with a nice pass to Yamamoto, who tried to make it 4-2 Vegas, Utah, but he just put it wide. Another nice play from the Vegas defenders. And maybe we're not going to commercial break, but Yamamoto, a nice try, could not bury it. And now once again, some more options here for Utah. They're just showing some really good Utah highlights. So once again, some really good stuff there. And let's see. Vegas has pulled their goalie, it looks like. So it's 2:51 left. I think that's an offensive zone faceoff draw. Utah has an empty net to shoot at, and Vegas has 6 skaters. This is going to be a very interesting finish to this game. Potentially overtime if Vegas is able to tie it. Weegar, he's got the puck. Or no, Uyghur, they're just showing a close-up of Uyghur. Offense on face-off draw, Utah's winning it, but once again, they say the face-off is going to have to be redone. So I'm going to go back to the face-off dot to the right of Utah, goaltender. Let's see. Thanks for all of you guys for tuning in to this epic conclusion of the Utah-Vegas Game 2 finale. Once again, if Vegas wins, they head to Utah up 2-0. If Utah wins, this is a 1-1 series, head back to Utah. Utah does win the face-off draw. Sergachev gets it to Dursey, I think that is, or Kraus, and they can't clear the zone. Vegas keeps it in. Hanifin at the point. Gets it back to Eichel. Eichel tries a shot, cannot get to it. Barbashev's got it to Eichel. Eichel trying to find some sort of a lane here. 2.5 minutes left in the game. 3-2 Utah. Stone's got it. Back to the point. Theodore. Back to the point. Shot. Stopped. Stone's got it in the corner. Passes it across to Eichel. Eichel back to the point. To Hanifin. It's blocked. And the puck, it does stay in. Schmal's trying to fight for it. Cannot get to it. Trying to get it from Barbashev. Vegas does keep the puck in the zone. And now it does come up to Schmalz. Schmalz with a nice little chip deke outside. 2 minutes left, and Vegas has to re-enter the zone. Eichel back to the defensive zone. 2 minutes left in the third period. We do have some very interesting game action here. 2 minutes left, and now 156, 155, 154. Vegas dumps the puck down the ice. Then Utah's got it. They're going to chip it down. Marino's got it, but it's kept in by Vegas. Behind the net. And it goes all the way around. This might be a little bit of a break here for Utah, but Vegas is able to intercept. They have to wait to tag up after it was offside. Kerfoot trying to get to it, and he does. Marino's got it, and he's going to try and clear it down the ice. He does. And this might be a little bit of a break here for Cooley, and he can't get the empty net goal. A nice block from one of the Golden Knights defenders. But now Utah does have it again, and they dump it down the ice with a minute 20 left. If the Vegas Golden Knights do come back to tie it, remember that block from, I can't remember who it was. Now Vegas coming back out of the zone. Vegas trying to get something going here. Trying to get some offensive entry, keep on passing it back down. They get it back up to Hanifin. Hanifin dumps it down the ice. Sergachev trying to get to it first. He cannot. Eichel's got it behind the net. Eichel... And the puck goes back down the ice. This might be an icing call on Utah, and it is. 52 seconds left. Offensive zone face-off draw for the Vegas Golden Knights. Down 3-2 with just a little bit of time left on this game. Eichel tried a shot. He actually caught Cooley up high. There was no, or he caught Weegar up high. There was no goal. Let's see. Who was that who blocked it? It was Anderson. Anderson blocked the Cooley shot to keep this a one-goal game. If Vegas does come back to tie it and send it to overtime, remember that block from Rasmus Anderson, because that was huge. So we'll see how this goes. Another offensive zone face-off draw. Once again, Carter Hart is on the bench. It's 6-on-5 right now for Vegas. And it's a timeout for the Vegas Golden Knights. Okay, so they're just trying to rest some of their players. So once again, a 30-second timeout for the Vegas Golden Knights, and then there'll be an offensive zone face-off draw for Vegas with 52 seconds left in the third period. So very interesting to know that they're just trying to draw up something here, try and get some sort of a goal to try and tie this thing up and send it to overtime. So we shall wait and see how that goes. We're just talking to all the players. Once again, the rest are just talking to some of the players there as they wait the timeout for Vegas. So very interesting to note there. Thank you guys all for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Once again, it's been a very entertaining and thrilling game between the Utah Mammoth and the Vegas Golden Knights, with Utah trying to win this game and even up this series. Once again, they're just showing the Gunther goal. Gunther tried to put it in, he couldn't, but Cooley did. That was the 6.5-ish minute mark, I think it was. They're just showing it. Yeah, Gunther tried to tuck it in far side. He hit it off the side, and that ball came right to Cooley, who put it in. Offensive zone face-off draw, 6-on-5 here for the Vegas Golden Knights to the left of Karel Vejmelka. So very interesting to note there. Stellan to gain decisions, and they're going to redo the face-off. As Stellan's going to be out there against decisions. I'm guessing their decisions is out there to take the face-off. Let's see who wins this draw once again in the face-off dots. Decisions is 54.5% on the penalty, and Stellan is 45.5%. So, and it is Decisions who wins it back to the point. Vegas has it, Hanifin. Hanifin back to Eichel. Eichel trying to get it around somewhere. Eichel, there's 44 seconds left. Below the goal line. Stone's got it. Below the goal line. Back to Eichel. Eichel tries to get it, and they do keep it in. Eichel's got it again. Tries for a shot. It goes wide. Utah trying to get to it. 29 seconds left in this game. Utah against Vegas. In the corner, a couple of players fighting for the puck. Utah content to just keep that puck in the corner, and they are able to get around the zone. Utah fighting to keep it out, and Vegas keeps it in. 16 seconds left. Eichel shot. Stopped. It goes off of a defender. Utah trying to keep it in. Vegas trying to keep it in. They do. Vegas below the goal line, trying to get some sort of passing lane going. Passes in front. Shot. Stopped. Rebound. And Utah keeps it out. 2 seconds left. It goes down the ice. And the Utah Mammoth are going to win this game 3-2 over the Vegas Golden Knights. A fantastic late surge from Vegas. But they cannot put the puck in the nets with the goalie pulled. And the Vegas Golden Knights fall to Utah. And the series is split. Heading back to Game 3. Heading back to Utah for Game 3. A very close, very entertaining game here between the Golden Knights and the Utah Mammoth. But the Utah Mammoth come away with the 3-2 victory over the Vegas Golden Knights. They're just showing some of the clips, some real stops from Karel Vejmelka and the Utah defense. A couple of great options there for Vegas to potentially tie it. Hanifin fanned on a shot. Stone had a shot there that was stopped by Vejmelka. And then Utah was able to just ever so slightly clear it out of there and get the win. A massive, huge win there from the Utah Mammoth. Very interesting note there. So I thank you guys for all staying up with me. The one game that is still going is Colorado, Los Angeles, but they're still in intermission. So there's not really much here to talk about. I expected Utah to win this one. I expected the series to go back to Utah 1-1, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So very interesting out there. Very tight, very interesting game. Let's just change this here before I end the stream. Hold on a minute here, guys. I'm going to change this to F for final. And let's put this in the middle here. And that is how the game finishes. Utah beats Vegas 3-2. So very interesting to note there. The Utah Mammoth had some very interesting. They needed to win this game. If they were going back to Utah down 2-0, very hard to come back from that sort of series. So they were able to get the split, and my prediction of Utah in 6, even though I'm a Golden Knights fan, but my prediction of Utah in 6 is looking quite good. So very interesting note there. I thank you guys all for tuning into the live stream. I do appreciate it. Once again, I'm not going to stick around for the end of the Colorado-Los Angeles game. So I do hope you guys like the stream and you commented on it, and I really do appreciate it. I will be back for another live stream on Thursday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, as we're going to be doing the Colorado Avalanche Los Angeles Kings live stream. That's going to be Game 3, the first one in Los Angeles. So I do appreciate that. I hope you guys tune in for that. We'll also have another game on Friday night at 8 p.m. Mountain Time talking about Anaheim-Edmonton. So we're going to have an Anaheim-Edmonton stream too. So I hope you guys stay tuned for those ones. Tomorrow we'll just have a couple of regular lower-end videos, like a fan reaction to one of the games that happened today and a game recap. And then, like we said, we'll probably have a power ratings video before the Thursday game stream out. So I'll try and get all that done for you guys. But I really do appreciate you guys all tuning in. I thank you for it. And I hope you guys can tune in for my next one. Very interesting game. Utah beats Vegas. I do appreciate the support. And I hope to see you guys all for the next live stream. Thanks all for tuning in. I hope you guys liked it. God bless y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one.